Yo, hello everyone. Welcome to the live stream. How are you doing? Saw that there will be opinions here and wanted to do my internet duty of telling you they are wrong if they even stray a bit from mine, which are correct, of course. Yo, that's the top comment. That might have to be the pinned message for the stream. No, I'm gonna pin that message for the live stream. There we go. We're gonna do that. When am I gonna make a super bosses tier list? Oh, when am I? We got a lot of stuff for you today. We got games, we got box arts, we got worlds, we got super bosses, and to end it off, we're probably gonna do characters. Ew, opinions? Heck yeah! Opinions? We doing that. Yeah, we doing a big tier list stream. Big one. The 2022 one. This is going to be maybe my opinions for the rest of the year. We'll see. Probably not. My opinions change all the time. But I wanted to give you guys a solid little understanding of how I feel about these Kingdom Hearts games. It also fits because we recently just got done playing through most of the series. We recently just beat Dream Drop Distance. Of course, we've played 3 many times. And we beat Recoded last year as well. So I want to give like a solid feeling as to how I feel about these games. Along with that, I also wanted to just have a discussion. I want to do a discussion stream today. This is a 2-part live stream. First part of the stream is going to be us doing the tier list. I don't know how long that will take. Probably 2 to 3 hours, I'd imagine. And then the second part of the live stream will be us playing Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, like I said I was going to do the other day. But if you guys could do me a favor right quick, though, please go and share out the live stream. I want to get as many people in here as possible, get as fruitful of a discussion as we possibly can get, and then we'll be underway with the live stream. Right now, I'm just tweeting the stream out, vibing, chilling. What's my opinion on the 20th anniversary and the cloud versions that are coming? Well, I've made many videos about it, but just for you in the live stream, my opinions generally about the 20th anniversary, I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for it. I think we're probably going to get at least one Kingdom Hearts game and multiple other projects announced. That's my prediction, since it is a big 20th anniversary, and Square Enix typically shows out in many ways for their anniversaries. But who knows? This could be the one time they decide to not do anything for our anniversary. Imagine that. That could be the possibility, though. And aside from that, I'm not that interested in the cloud versions on the Switch, in my opinion. I feel like the cloud versions for the games kind of ruins the entire purpose of the excitement behind Kingdom Hearts on the Switch in the first place. So I'm a little disappointed in that announcement. But how do you feel about it? Watch it be KH3 DLC 2. I'm down with that. Hey, if we get Remind 2 for the next game, I'm totally down with that. That sounds hype. By the way, what's the sort of vibe you guys are like feeling for the music? I have the fighting game music playlist right now. I just generally like fighting game music. But if you guys want to hear something specific, like maybe you want to hear some Kingdom Hearts music with the stream, or you want to hear something like epic, I don't know. However you guys are feeling, just want to gauge thoughts. I think it's a possibility we see a PS5 upgraded version of KH3. Though I wouldn't care that much for it personally, as I already have the PC version of the game, so I'm chilling. I do hope that the next Kingdom Hearts game, whatever it is released on PC, like, soon. That's definitely something I'm a need real fast. I love this song. You want some cage music? Alrighty. Well, I'll put the cage music on. I'm gonna do a little bit of an in between though. I'm gonna put on some jazz cage music. Reason being, Kingdom Hearts music is super duper copyright for some reason on YouTube, and it's a little annoying to deal with. So we're going to do our classic jazz music playlist. Yo, what's good, Xander? How's it going? Welcome to the live stream. Hold on, actually. I'm thinking. I don't know. Traverse Town jazz. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do some jazz fighting game music. Disney is the worst for copyrights. It's actually not Disney that copyrights Kingdom Hearts stuff. It's actually Square Enix. It's Warner Chappell. And the unfortunate thing about that is Warner Chappell, the music for the Square Enix games are generally free use, or fair use, but they don't look at their copyright claims like ever. So let's say I do decide to dispute it, which I typically do. That dispute won't go. They don't, since because they don't check it. It's an automated thing. Because they don't check it, the dispute will go away. So the copyright will go away in about 2 weeks or 30 days, and throughout the entirety of those 2 weeks, 30 days, the video or stream or whatever it is basically not monetized. So yeah, that sounds terrible, doesn't it? That's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. But we have ways to avoid that. There's a opinion tier list, so there will be lots of arguments. Play Rage Awakened. Maybe I should. I might play Rage Awakened during one of the parts. But shall we start, guys? Are you guys ready, or should we wait a little bit? How you guys feeling? Went to your friend's house today. Nice, nice. Sounds fun. Hope you guys had a good time. Maybe you play some Smash, or maybe you play some fighting games, or maybe we just chilled. Maybe we just vibe. No video games, no raging allowed. You know, I could make a tier list on drive forms. I might not have that ready today, though, but I kind of do want to. Ooh, a tier list on drive forms sounds fun. Recovering from COVID. Oh, no, Grace! I hope you're doing well. Please stay safe. Please stay inside. Take all the precautions necessary. I've had a couple of family members get it recently. That is not good to hear. All right. Alright, looks like you guys are ready. Alright, once again though, I want you guys to do two things though before we get started. We're going to start right after I say this though, but I want you guys to do two things as I'm saying this. One, I want you guys to copy the link on the live stream. You know, you could, if you're on PC, you could copy the tab at the top, or you could hit the little share arrow under the video, and it will give you a link to the live stream. You can share it out anywhere. Share it on Discord, share it on Twitter. You could directly link it to a friend or family member who likes Kingdom Hearts. Ask them, tell them, hey, check out my boy Prodigy's live stream. You guys don't hear the music. Hold on. What the heck? I just noticed that. Why is that a thing? Well, you guys don't hear the music at all, right? That's what it says on the live stream. I don't know how to fix that. Is it just low volume? What? Maybe my OBS is glitched? I see no audio bar. But, okay, on top of sharing, though, I also want you guys to leave a like. Like the stream! No music? That's bothersome. That's really bothersome. I really wonder why that's happening. Wait, I know why. I know why it's happening. You guys hear it now, though, right? There we go. You guys should hear it now. I forgot, if you turn OBS's volume down in the volume mixer, then it mutes the music. Once again, though, leave a like on the live stream. We're at 52 viewers and we're at 24 likes. Let's get that up to the same number as the view count. Let's aim for 100 likes this live stream. That's gonna be the goal. Anyways, though, I want to go ahead and begin. All right. I get scared every single time I do Kingdom Hearts tier list. Like I get so scared, mostly because it's like I already know I'm opening up a can of worms. But you guys are nice. I think the community has gotten a lot nicer and they're a lot more accepting of the opinions. Not that I don't really have any super big hot takes. I think I have like one big hot take on this tier list. One. And that is that I'm gonna start from the bottom and go up. I'm gonna start from the bottom and then just go wherever. But to set the standards, I don't think there's a bad Kingdom Hearts game. I honestly don't. I do not think there's a single Kingdom Hearts game that is bad at all. So this thing right here is pretty much useless, but I'm putting that there just to show you so people understand. I truly do not dislike a single Kingdom Hearts game. There's aspects in the games I dislike, but I really don't dislike a single game. I really have love for every single one, or at the very least, I like them. Yeah, even Recoded. You guys watched me play through Recode for the first time last year. I don't think Recode is bad. I have a lot of gripes with it, and honestly, if someone brings up in a conversation, I might talk pretty negatively about it, but I like the game. I really do. I really like the game. I had a lot of fun with it. Now, to set the standard for what is at the top of my top 3, and this tier list will be ordered. I will, to the best of my ability, order this tier list. At the top, you already see me hovering over it. Kingdom Hearts 3 is the best game. I know. I love KH3. It's my favorite game ever. Favorite game on the planet. This is the #1 video game for me ever. Just period. It took the top spot that Kingdom Hearts 2 had for me and really did just touch my heart in so many ways. I really did love the game. I loved it so much. From its combat to its story, I thought it was a fantastic conclusion to the Xehanort saga. I have a little bit of gripes here and there with it, mostly in terms of like there's some mechanical things I'm not a fan of, but story-wise, I loved everything. I think it might even have the best story in the series for me. Like I think that too. This game not only has potentially the best combat for me, not even potentially, it does. I straight up like this game's combat the most. It's the most freeform combat system while also having amazing and great bosses. I think Kingdom Hearts 3 with Remind, it just pushed up even higher. I loved base game KH3 more than 2 as well. Slightly though, slightly. I would put them right next to each other. Like the lines that separated base KH3 and KH2 Final Mix for me was I don't know, it was like the length of my finger or something. It was super close. They weren't far apart. But Remind just reaffirmed it. Any doubt that I had that I liked this game more than 2 was gone with Remind. Remind removed all doubt. That's what Remind did for me. Because the main issue I had with the base game for KH3 was that the bosses weren't that crazy. We had no boss on the tier of KH2. And then Remind, Limit Cut comes out of here and they're just they hit us with fight after fight after fight after fight after fight that I just love. A lot of them maybe better than KH2. Maybe. We'll find out a little later because we have a boss tier list coming up soon. So you'll see how I truly feel about that. But yeah, the dude. I stand Kingdom Hearts 3. I am a Kingdom Hearts 3 stan. If you couldn't tell by my channel, I love that game. I just love Kingdom Hearts as a whole. But Kingdom Hearts 3, to me, it is the culmination of the Dark Seeker saga. And they did that culmination so well. A lot of my favorite characters had great moments in that game. And it's just cool. That game's just cool. If you want more specific questions and answers, feel free to ask in chat. But that's my favorite game. If you want to test me, poke me, to figure out what exactly is it that just makes it that, ask specific questions, go ahead. But in a general sense, I just love the game. I really just love everything about it. I love the combat. I love the story. I love the worlds. I think it has the best worlds in the series, best combat in the series, best story for me as well. Everything's just great, and I love the finale. Like, the finale for me was it might be like the best ending like ever in the series for me. Like, it was so satisfying and so heartfelt, and Sora disappeared at the end, which broke my heart. It made me so happy and sad at the same time, but it also made me so excited for the future. So excited for the future. Those would be some of the reactions to that. The only thing I don't like in KH3 is the music. Instead of the unique music the series is known for, it uses exaggerated music software most movies and TV shows use nowadays. I understand that. I actually understand that, but I would disagree. Like, I don't think most of it is not that. Like, the music in KH3 is still very much Kingdom Hearts. Like, Kingdom Hearts 3 both share some of the best songs in the series, but also some of the, like, more forgettable ones. I think the Gummy Ship music in KH3 is amazing. The boss music in the game is some of the best in the series, really. Especially when you get to Remind and Limit Cup. Like, the Limit Cup music is peak. It's like peak Kingdom Hearts. Like, 13th Dilemma from Xigbar. Xigbar's version of 13th Dilemma, I think might be, aside from Vector to Heavens, that might be the best boss music ever in Kingdom Hearts. And you have things like Forza Finale, the Triple Xehanort song, the Xehanort Court song as people like to dub it. That song was beautiful as well. So many great tracks from Yoko and Yoshimoto. They did a great job. They really did a great job with KH3 soundtrack, in my opinion. But but what you criticize actually about like the music, the exaggerated music, because I know what you mean. Like, Kingdom Hearts 3 has a lot of like cinematic like songs in it, like during its cutscenes especially. But that was actually something that I liked a lot in the game. That's something that I really did enjoy. Like, I felt like cutscenes in Kingdom Hearts cutscene direction, I made a video about that with a friend Alisa a year before the game came out, about the cutscene direction in Kingdom Hearts 3, and we talked about how in the trailers the cutscene direction, it looked like the cutscenes were a lot better than they had been before, and we also used 0.2 as kind of a foundation for that a little bit. And when KH3 came out, that's how it felt. Like, the cutscene direction in that game felt so great. Like, cutscenes in Kingdom Hearts back in the day, like, a lot of people had criticisms like, oh, there's so many long pauses between sentences, or oh, what are these awkward facial expressions, the like, you know, the idle face, I guess, the stale face expressions they had during cutscenes sometimes. But all of that was gone in 3 and 0.2, like in, you know, these Kingdom Shader games. Like, all the cutscenes and all the moments felt so vibrant and impactful, and like the music added to a lot of these fantastic moments that happen, and you could see Sora's like tears like coming down his face, like during moments like when you saw Kairi get shattered right in front of his eyes, or during moments where like all of his friends like disappear right in front of his face. I love that. But continuing though, if you want to ask me more, feel free, but I really do love that game. Second game is KH2. KH2, although it's not my favorite game in the series, I still think is one of the best games of all time. Like, Kingdom Hearts 2, to me, Kingdom Hearts 3 is my favorite video game ever. Kingdom Hearts 2 is my second favorite video game ever. Kingdom Hearts 2 held it down for Kingdom Hearts for years. This game, you have to give it respect when it's due. This game is the fan favorite KH game. Like, really, the only thing I'd criticize about KH2 in comparison to other titles would probably be the Disney Worlds. But aside from the Disney Worlds, the story in KH2 is fantastic. It is amazing. It is great. The characters in the game and things, the plot points it introduced, great, amazing, godlike. And combat, do I even have to talk about the combat? I mean, we all know the combat for that. What is this song? Hold on, I gotta skip this song. This song. The blah. What was this playlist? Hold on. My bad. But I just realized I have Smash on. I should turn Smash off. Let me turn my Switch off. I have Smash on in the background. But anyways, though, that's killed the vibe a little bit. But anyways, so where was I? But the gameplay for KH2 is gas. It is fire. Like, that gameplay is the main thing that made it so close to 3 for me for a while. But Remind has made this upscaled KH3's gameplay even more, so it moved past it for me. But KH2's gameplay is so good, and its bosses, its moments. KH2, what it did so well, like on par with or above a lot of KH games, is KH2 really knew how to create just like a memorable moment for you. Like the Roxas fight, like the Sora and Roxas fight, epic, amazing. The KH2 Final Summoners fight, so awesome. The entire sequence that happened like mid-game in Hollow Bastion is some of the best writing, some of the best like pacing, some of the best, just one of the best moments I've experienced in my life in gaming. It's so good. It is so good. This game is great. Like KH2 is great. This is one of the best video games ever made. One of the best games of all time, easy. And another one of the best games of all time, you already know, KH1. KH1, this is my top 3. Top 3 isn't just the top 3 KH games, but these are also my top 3 video games. Yes, I'm that much of a Kingdom Hearts shill. My top 3 video games are all Kingdom Hearts games. My top 3 games go Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 1, and then right after that is Jak 2 and Octopath Traveler. But these games are my top 3. There was a point in time where I liked Kingdom Hearts 1 the most. There was a decent point in time where I liked Kingdom Hearts 1 the most. And Kingdom Hearts 1, like every time I play that game, I just get emotional. Cause it's a mixture of nostalgia and appreciation for like where it all started, you know? What is the top of top 3? Kingdom Hearts 3. This is ordered. Trust me. You may see KH3 up there and think it's not ordered. Nah, this is ordered. This is an ordered list. It goes 3, 2, 1 for me. And Coded is probably the worst game for me right now until I replay it at least. Man, KH1's is good. that's just a good game. I think all the numbered titles are peak Kingdom Hearts. Like numbered titles are all like the best versions of Kingdom Hearts in my opinion. There are some days where I'm like, there's some days where I'm like, Kingdom Hearts 1 is maybe falling down there. Like I love KH1, but there's some days where I am like, dang, Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop, kinda nice. And speaking of Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance, they're right here. They're right here. I think Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance are fantastic games, and after replaying Dream Drop Distance, I love the game. I love this game like even more now. Like any doubt I had about whether I like this game or not, or whether I was just, you know, a nostalgic kid playing it on the 3DS, so I just had fond memories of that, all went away. Birth by Sleep, fantastic story, and it was like the turning point for Kingdom Hearts in terms of storytelling, where at first it was kind of like it was still a vast like galaxy that was KH, but Birth by Sleep turned into like this big like plot and really set up the main villain for the story, and it is added like an extra layer to like the cake, like the really good cake that the KH series already was off of 1 and 2. And Dream Drop Distance even further emphasized that. And Dream Drop Distance is basically just the build up to 3. Like Dream Drop Distance is the reason for me why Kingdom Hearts 3 ended up being as great as it was. If it wasn't for Dream Drop Distance being such a good game, in my opinion, right? Because I know some people don't like Dream Drop, but if it wasn't for Dream Drop Distance setting up the plot point of the 3 hearts inside of Sora and really having Sora like deal with that like pressure in the ending, understanding it, and like seeing Roxas' grief right before his eyes, you know, seeing Xion, seeing Naminé, seeing Roxas, and then Riku at the end of the game going inside of Sora's heart to save him, and you even see the 3 hearts there, Xion, Roxas, and Ventus. Him like kind of encountering that like at the end of the game was really cool and really set up that plot point in 3 and made it so engaging. And then on top of that, that entire ending sequence of Dream Drop I think is like a borderline masterpiece. Like from you going to the world never was, and Sora meeting like the people connected to him, the people inside of his heart, meeting Roxas, having that conversation with them. It has to be you. I remember that line like always. Him falling asleep, falling for the trap Xehanort had set for him, to Riku having to save him. That's when Riku really like shined. The boss with young Xehanort, introducing one of the best villains in the series. Like, we already knew Master Xehanort was godlike, but young Xehanort? Who doesn't like young Xehanort? Is there a person who doesn't like young Xehanort in chat? I want to know. Young Xehanort's so good. So good. But anyways, those games are great. I love those games. I will also put Days and 0.2 in great games. Now, the only reason I put 0.2 behind Days, because if it was a full game, I might put it above it, but gameplay wise is right. It's like right here. Gameplay wise is right here, but because of how short the story is and because of the nature of its game being just a 3-hour long game, it has a lot of content, a lot of replayability, but it's just a good game. Like I still put it in great because it's a really good story for Aqua and really sets up the conclusion to Aqua's story arc in KH3. A lot of people from back in the day like to call Aqua dry, or maybe say her character's a little boring, or say she has no emotion, this and that. 0.2, I feel like a lot of that is, some people say it's because of the voice actor. I love the voice actor personally, but I will look at 0.2 and just ask you, like, well, did you play this? Did you play the game? Like, an example I use often, because it just goes to show how, like, deep they went into Aqua's character for 0.2. Like, the fact that they did the little thing of her fall, like, when she falls into, like, the void in Dwarf Woodlands in that little mining area, like, her inner thoughts just eating away at her, like, you know, saying, like, no one's gonna save you, and no one wants to, like, stuff like, little lines like that's her in her head. Like, that's what she's trying not to tell herself. That's her dark half eating away at her, and of course that's part of the gimmick of the Realm of Darkness, but that's her head. Like, all these visions you see of Terra and Ven throughout the game really do, like, add so many layers to her character, like so many layers to her emotion. It really makes you feel for her. It's one of the games that made Aqua my favorite, like one of my favorite characters in the series. Like, she is such an amazing character. And replaying Birth by Sleep as well, like, I feel like even in Birth by Sleep, she shows a lot of emotion. Because, like, the way Aqua's character kind of is, I know I'm spoiling the Aqua part when I get to my character shows, but the way Aqua's character kind of is, like, yeah, she's supposed to be the mature one and act like, you know, like she's kind of above everyone. She's kind of condescending in that way, but that's only because she feels like she has to take on the big sister role, partially because Eric has sent her down that route. Like, Eric has straight up, like, told her to make sure they're safe, make sure they're all right, bring them home, you know? Like, Eric has put that on her, even though they left on their own, like, fruition. Eric has sent her to, like, go retrieve Terra and Ven. I'm sure she would have went by herself anyways, but her being the master, she felt like she had to act like a master, and that was part of her story arc in the game. And in the end, she did end up like being the sole reason that Ven is still around today. That Ven didn't just completely die or fall to darkness or wasn't lost forever, because she made sure his body was safe for whenever his heart will return. She made sure that even though, you know, Terra Nord Xehanort would end up doing a lot of stuff, like, later on, she made sure that Terra still was around, you know, existed. Like, Xehanort and Terra could have just drowned in darkness, but no, she saved both of them. Like, I don't know, she's so good. She's such a good character. I think she's a little, it's weird. Like, I don't know if I'd say she's underrated, or I don't know if I'd say she's underrated, because I feel like some people underrate her, but I do think she's generally pretty popular. She's generally one of the characters a lot of people love to see. Yeah, Steven, oh, my bad, I hit my mic. Steven saying that's their favorite character in BBS. Like, she's so good. Well, I don't need to refer to her as KH Aqua, because to me, like, we're doing a Kingdom Hearts tier list. So if I say Aqua, it's clearly KH Aqua. But keep that in mind for yourself, though, that when I say Aqua, it's the Kingdom Hearts one. Alright, anyways, after this, so honestly, the rest of these games are just above average for me. I'll put Melody of Memory at the top, though. I think Melody of Memory will be at the top of above average. I think Melody of Memory is, like, a really good game. I would probably say it's a great game, but Kingdom Hearts tier list wise, like, I would put it at above average. So if you had to put these in terms of numbers, the top three, I would give all of these 10 out of 10s or above 10 out of 10s. All these in great games, I'd give like a 9, maybe 8.5, and above average is along the lines of like I'd say like a low 8. Yeah, I'd say about a low 8 to like a mid 7, low 8 to a 7, and okay Rico, I'd give like a 6.5, something like that. Melody of Memory is great. Very fun game, one of the most replayable Kingdom Hearts games. Story doesn't have that much story. It's kind of like the story you could it sets up whatever's going to happen, whatever we're going to see at the 20th anniversary. We don't know exactly what it's setting up yet, so that it might be like one of those things where that ending might get better after the next game, similar to how I feel like a lot of plot points in Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop got a lot better, you know, after Cage 3 or after, I don't know, after whatever game came out, right? Union Cross is a gacha game. I don't hate gacha games. I don't like the concepts of them, but there's some gacha games that, looking past the gacha, are actually pretty fun games. I think Union Cross is a fun-ish game, but I do think over time, it got power crept a lot with medals, and the power creeping of medals really made the game like weird. Very weird gameplay wise. The multiplayer system wasn't as interesting as it could have been gameplay wise, so I'd say the gameplay of Union Cross is pretty mediocre to maybe below average. But the story is the main reason it's up here. Story-wise, Union Cross might be a top 3 Cage story. It might be. It just might be. That game and the way that ended is good. Like, that's one of the games I might contest with, like, Cage 3 or Cage 2 for me in terms of endings. It is so good. It is so flippin' good, man. I love it. Chain of Memories. I like Chain of Memories. I think it's a really good game. I think there's a lot to say about it. I know, like, I've ranted so much about, like, other games, but even though I don't have that much to say about Chain of Memories, but just know I love the game a lot. I think the shining parts of Chain of Memories is Riku's like journey, like the journey that Riku starts on. I think that arc that Riku is on, that we see Riku end in Dream Drop, I think that arc starts kind of with like Chain of Memories to a large degree, and I love just the ending of Riku's story, his dynamic with Ansem throughout the game. But I think the really shining moments of Chain of Memories is Sora and Naminé. Sora and Naminé carried the story super hard, and Naminé in general, her character shines so much throughout this game. She is amazing. She is amazing. Deserves all the love in the world. I wish she was in KH3 a lot more, but she'll probably be in future games even more. Alright, had to take a sip of my water right quick. Now, as for Recoded, I like Recoded. I think it's an okay game, as it says on the tier list. I don't think it's bad. I don't think there's a bad KH game. My issues with Recoded mostly boil down to how many missed opportunities the gameplay had to, you know, really showcase itself, diversify itself from other games. And it does diversify itself from other games in a lot of ways, like mostly in the systems sector, which I think those are the best parts of the game consistently when you're in the systems sector. The end game's a little boring, I'm not gonna lie, like when you're going through the rooms, or when you're going through the rooms to eventually fight Roxas. I don't find that part of the game that entertaining. I think it's a little, like, slow and a little boring, like, a little pace-breaking. I understand why they did it, but I think it's a little pace-breaking, and they could have done that in a better way. But I really think this game might have the worst Disney Worlds in the series. Like, Recoded, I think Recoded Disney Worlds, I might prefer Chain of Memories Disney Worlds to Recode. Sora's Chain of Memories Disney Worlds might be more fun for me than Recoded's. Might be. Like, I don't find the dialogue to be that entertaining in Recoded. Not the dialogue with the Disney characters. I do think Data Sora is a great character, though. I think Data Sora and Data Riku are really good characters, and the character of Data Sora carries the story in a lot of ways. But there's too many gimmick fights. There's just way too many gimmick fights for me. Like, the entirety of Olympus Coliseum being turn-based, I straight up think Recode Olympus is the worst world in the series. I think that world might be the worst world in the series. I have not had a experience in Kingdom Hearts that was that frustrating or that annoying. Not only is it turn-based, which I don't generally prefer for Kingdom Hearts. I'm not completely against the turn-based game, but I wouldn't say I'm that open to it either. But this game's turn-based system, I don't even think is a good turn-based system. A turn-based system where you came and pick the enemy you're targeting, I just think it's frustrating. I just think it's too frustrating. And admittedly, there's a couple things I could have done a lot better in Recoded Olympus World, which is why I think I might need to do another playthrough of that game. But man, those Disney worlds, that was not a fun experience. That really wasn't that fun of an experience. I was happy when I finished that world. The best world in that game is Hollow Bastion by far, because it has the least gimmicks applied to it and has the most straight up fights. But aside from that, the system sector segments are really like the fun parts. Agrabah's the alright world. I think Agrabah's the alright world in Recoded. I think it's alright. And I think the mechanics and system of Recoded have a lot of thought put into them. I mean, the system panel thing they did for Code's abilities and like buffs and stuff was really good. I think the command deck's really good. A lot of people say it has the best command deck, and I can understand why people think that. But unfortunately, I feel like there's not that many opportunities to really like have fun with the command deck, because there's all the bosses I would normally want to test those things out on just are gimmick fights. Like, they're just gimmick fights. Like, I don't like that Trick Master is just, you know, some on-rail shooter. I don't like that Guard Armor is a side-scroller. I don't like the Far Fight even though that's a little more normal, like when you're hitting Iago with the lamp and stuff, even though that's a little bit more normal, there's still a platforming gimmick where you have to like, it's kind of similar to KH1 though, so it's not, that's why I say it's not that bad. But still, there's like the platforming gimmick where you have to just basically chase Iago around like on a circle, while freaking Jafar's is throwing huge lava balls at you. It's just a lot of missed opportunities. Even Maleficent Dragon didn't even have a normal fight. In Maleficent Dragon's fight, that was not really a side scroll, but it was like it was some 2D boss. It was just a little disappointing for me. And maybe on the second playthrough I can come to appreciate it a little bit more. But from my first initial playthrough, I would say it was just disappointing a bit. And a lot of missed opportunities with the combat for that one. But game's fun. The game is really fun, and I really, really like the combos in that game. I like that you can cancel any strike-based command with a 3-hit combo, so I could do like sliding dash into 3 hits, and a sliding dash again into 3 hits, into another sliding dash or another combo move into that. I love the finishers in that game. I think the finishers are pretty cool. I like the idea of the finishers. I mostly just stuck with like 1 or 2 throughout my playthrough because the other ones felt a little weird. But I like the concept of having like all those different types of finishers, similar to BBS, even though I think the BBS did a little better. The best thing about the game is the gameplay, but that's also like the most disappointing thing about it, the boss design, the enemy design. Little annoying. So that's my game tier list. What are your guys' thoughts? Go ahead. I'll set a timer for like 10 minutes. Let me set a timer for like 10 minutes. We're just gonna go ahead and discuss this tier list. So how do you guys feel? Like, what are your opinions on this? And give them to me honestly. Don't be hateful, of course, but give them to me like honestly, like how you feel. I'm doing good, Darth. How about yourself? You think BBS grinding's hard? I think Birth by Sleep's actually one of the easier games to grind in, personally. Super valid tier list. Disagree a decent bit, but all of these opinions are incredibly valid. Okay. Respect. Pretty good. KH3 needs to be down a tier, in my opinion. It ain't going down a tier, I'm gonna tell you that much. KH3, too good. Way too good. Favorite game. You think BBS is the hardest game to grind? I really don't. I think, what is the hardest game to grind? I think it's more annoying to grind in Dream Drop than it is in BBS. I actually find Birth by Sleep grinding to be really fun compared to other games. Like, BBS might be like the most fun game to grind in for me, actually. Like, the more I think about it. I know I've said that before too, like in a couple of streams, like way back in the day. But that might be because I just like BBS's combat a lot. We would put KH3 down a tier. Leveling curve is the worst. I don't know. I don't agree with that. I actually think BBS like is really easy to grind. I feel like if you had trouble grinding in Birth by Sleep, you probably didn't know like what commands to use for grinding. Like, what makes it really easy is because it's basically like, it's like in KH2, how like you can just magnet thunder to grind in that game in a lot of instances. KH2, there's a lot of different things to grind, so it can be a little more like fun or versatile for some people, like grinding out the forms. But just raw level grinding in KH2 is pretty similar to BBS. BBS might even be a little more fun for me because you not only do you get to grind like your levels, but you also get to level up commands very easily in the process. So you can kill like a lot of like birds with one stone with that one, and that's like, that's great to me. Yeah. I mean, you could essentially grind the exact same way in BBS as you do in KH2. You could magnet, thunder spam, and an even easier way is using Mega Flare. You could just walk in a room, Mega Flare, get all your XP, walk out, walk back in, Mega Flare, and it's even faster. You love everything else about KH2's better. Wait, the only thing I don't like about KH3 is the pacing is really bad. It's all just Disney World, and at the third act, it shifts from 2 gear to 6. I love everything else about it. KH2 is perfect in my opinion. I respect that. I like KH3's pacing when the game first came out. It's weird because like, when I was playing the game, like I actually felt like the pacing was great. Like when I was playing it, I was like that was something I was like thinking about to myself. I'm like, dang, this game is paced extremely well, because I was super curious about how it was going to be paced, and I was like, wow, I feel like I'm getting lore like so frequently. They're actively like progressing the plot bit by bit. Yeah, the ending turned up like a lot, but of course it was going to turn up a lot because that's like the climax of the story. But I felt like they really solidly built up to like the ending of the game, and it was cool to me. Like the entire sequence after San Fran, when you go save Aqua and everything after, is like perfect. And in between worlds, getting like little slices of lore and meeting some of the organization members we haven't seen in a long time, like Marluxia, Larxene. It was so cool. And thank you, Newtsy. I appreciate that. I'm gonna try my best. Once again, though, if you guys are enjoying the stream, enjoying the discussion, leave a like and share the stream with a friend or family member. I want to get as big of a discussion possible going here. Melody Memory and Dream of Distance should be S tier, but I respect this list. Also, Rico is the hardest grind to 99. I haven't tried to grind Rico, so I don't know. But I'd imagine. Dream of Distance, I respect Dream Drop being S tier. Like, if someone says Dream Drop is in their top 3, I respect the heck out of that. I think that's a valid top 3 game. Melody of Memory is super fun. Super fun. I don't think KH2 or 3 really have that many story issues for me. Like, I could criticize and pick and choose and compare, but like, really, it's just in comparison where I would criticize like some of the game stories. Like, I would say KH2's Disney Worlds have way more filler than KH3's does by a very decent shot. Like, there's some moments in KH2's world, especially upon replaying, where I'm just like, dang, there's nothing happening story-wise here. But I don't care that much because like I'm enjoying the Disney World, I'm enjoying the combat, I'm just vibing, chilling. But really, like, both of them are fine for me. Like, I like both of them. The replayability of BBS and the secret episode make it better than KH1 in my opinion. And I think that's valid. I think that's really valid. That's actually, as I mentioned earlier, a partial reason why, like, some days I am teetering and I'm like, maybe I like Birth by Sleep more than 1 today. Maybe I do. And it's because when you're thinking in retrospect about Birth by Sleep, you can think of all these issues with and all these things you would make better, but like when you're playing the game, and I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but like when you're actually just playing Birth by Sleep, it's just fun. Like, it's so chill. It's so fun to just mess around. Like, that's one of like the KH games, that along with KH3 are just games that are just so fun to just goof off with, just mess around. That's what makes them so easy to replay. And you know what? My brain just turned off. Why is 3 above 2? I just like 3 more. I personally think KH3 is a better game. I think the Disney Worlds are way better. I think the combat is really good. I think it's I wouldn't say it's way better than 2's, but I'd say it's a decent bit better than KH2's. Like, if I had to scale the combat, I'd give KH2's a 10 out of 10. I'd give KH3 like a 12 out of 10. So about that, like I love both games' combat a lot, but KH3's freedom and just fluidity just is very nice, and Remon just emphasized that even more. Unpopular opinion, top 3 KH2, 1 Calm. I don't think that's that unpopular, especially since you have KH2 and KH1 just right next to each other. I feel like a lot of people have that. Calm though might be the hot take or unpopular take. I'm not good in any KH games. I don't have the patience to redo anything over and over, so I just watch the story on YouTube. I know a lot of people like that. I know a lot of people like that. BBS do got infinite dodge if you're Ventus or Aqua. BBS ain't balanced. I'm not gonna say it's balanced, but it's fun. It's super fun. Well, okay, I want you to guess, Luigi. Why do you think Recode's at the bottom? Why do you think Recode's at the bottom? Because I'm sure a lot of you I'm sure people just clicking on the stream probably think is at the bottom just because of story. It's not. It's not just because of story. Story is a factor. I won't lie. Like, story is a decent factor into why it's bottom, but I don't think Recode's story is like the worst thing ever. Like, it's pretty tolerable for me. I enjoy Datasaur a lot, and I enjoy that plot. But the reason Recode's at the bottom for me is because I think it has the worst Disney Worlds. Like, I might enjoy Union Cross's Disney Worlds more than Coded. That might be too much. I might be slant. That might be too much. I gotta think about that. But the fact that I have to think about that, is like baffling me. Like, I'm not that big of a fan of the Disney Worlds. I really think the Disney Worlds and Code and the gimmick boss fights really mess with it for me. Like, I don't know, like, I don't just say I like the Disney stuff just because I'm trying to, like, defend the games or whatever. I'm trying to, like, I don't know, uphold some standard. But, like, I genuinely love the Disney part of Kingdom Hearts, and like, it's an aspect of the series that I'm just looking forward to so much game to game to game, and it really can make or break an experience for me in a lot of ways. BBS and Dream Drop though is an interesting dynamic, because I would say out of the games in Great, the games that are the closest to each other are BBS and Dream Drop. 3, I'm confident that I like 3 more than 2. 2 and 1, some days I like 1 more. But I'd say a lot of the time, most of the time, like nowadays, like KH1 hasn't surpassed KH2 for a while. Like, I haven't felt like KH1 was better than 2 in a while. So 2 generally is above KH1. BBS and Dream Drop are games I'm interchanging between a lot. Like, Dream Drop on one hand has amazing worlds. I love the world of Dream. I think Dream Drop has the second or third best worlds in the series. If I had to rank the worlds in the series by game, it would be 3, 1, and maybe Dream Drop. Like, I'm interchanging between Dream Drop and 1. I really love Dream Drop's worlds. I think they're really good. Mostly Sora. Sora's worlds are great. Riku's worlds can be a little better. Some are really good. Some are like really eh. I think Riku's standout Disney World is probably the Fantasia world, so Symphony of Sorcery. But I think Birth by Sleep's combat is a little better than Dream Drop's. A little bit better. Not a lot. Birth by Sleep's worlds are tolerable. Not awful, but they're tolerable. Maybe even a little above average. But the story of Birth by Sleep really stands out. And Dream Drop's story is great, too. Especially Riku's. I think, okay, if Sora wasn't, like, as, I guess, dumb in Dream Drop, if Sora like, I think endgame Sora in Dream Drop is great. Like, Sora in the World Never Was in Dream Drop and during the grid is perfect. Like, that Sora is great, amazing. But Sora throughout other Disney worlds is kind of like slow and like like Sora, like we know Sora isn't the brightest character in the room or anything, but he's not dumb, he's not stupid, he's not emotionally like ignorant or anything. But in Dream Drop, I wouldn't say like it's like a hard yes that he's like super dumb, but he has his moments where I would say Dream Drop Sora is probably like the worst Sora. Like, I would say that, or it's up there at least. So if Sora was a lot better in Dream Drop would probably be above Birth by Sleep. But because of that, Birth by Sleep gets the story edge. Anyways, I'm gonna read a couple more comments and we're gonna move on to the next tier list. Because the way we're doing this is we're gonna do the tier list, and then we're gonna have a discussion about it afterwards. Then move to the next one. The platforming and camera are pretty bad in KH1, but I will play any old game if the story is amazing. That's true. You know what? I can understand that. I generally think more about gameplay than story. Worlds are more so world design for me. Not to say I ignore the story and don't find it interesting though. Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad you say the worlds thing is understandable, because like that's just all it is for me with Code. But I've only played it once. I played Code for the first time last year, Luigi, and Days, for example, Days used to be the only bad KH game for me. Like, that used to be the only KH game I would say I didn't like. And even then, I always loved Days' story. I always thought the game had a masterclass story. But recently, I replayed through Days in like late 2020, and I pulled a complete 180. I love Days. I even love its gameplay now. Maybe not love, but I like its gameplay quite a bit now. I really appreciate it. Code, on the other hand, playing it for the first time, I'm not that crazy about it. Not that crazy about some things. So I do want to give it another chance though. Let's find any other comments. General Distance gave me Sora blue balls because Riku ended up being the master. Had to go save Sora. Oh, I've got a question for you, John. If they're going to make a cage show, would I want it to be Unreal Engine 4 or 5 or anime style? If anime, what style from which anime studio would I want it to have? That's a good question. I wouldn't mind if it was in the Unreal Engine style. If it was in the Kingdom Shared style, I would not mind that. But if it was anime, to entertain that, what studio would I have do it? What studio I think could represent that art style the best? Dang, that's hard. No, I'm gonna go with someone generic. I might say Studio Bones. I might say Bones or Madhouse. Maybe. That would be cool. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and move on from this tier list. You guys got a good look at this. These are my opinions of the Kingdom Hearts games. And compared to most tier lists, I'm usually not that confident about like where I would place KH games, but like I feel pretty nice about this tier list. I feel like everything's in a nice little spot, and I don't think there's a bad KH game. Every Kingdom Hearts game is pretty darn good, or at worst, okay. So, yeah. Alright, so moving on to the next tier list. We're going to do box art. Some a little more tame, you know. Some a little tame, because a little breather, you know, a little breather of a tier list. I'm trying to pace out the tier list in a decent way, because if I went from games to straight to characters, whew, my throat will be hurting. It would be hurting. KH3 above average. KH3 is above everything else. That's what I would say. Anyways. So for box arts, this actually might be hard. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not going to put a bad here. None of these are bad. None of these are bad at all. I really like the 1.5 box art. Like it a lot. Melody of Memories is really good too. KH1 for the nostalgia. I really like 1FM's. I love 1FM's box art. Very good. KH3's is pretty good. I think KH3 fits more as like a poster than a box art. That's why it's like lower. Days is great. I actually think Recoms is pretty great. I think Dream Drops is pretty good. Dang, twos. Oh man, part of me just wants to put all of them in like the best and great, but we gotta tier them for the list. Rico's is all right. It's just okay. I really like the pose Sora has for the Chain of Memories one, but I don't think it's above. Let me think. Yeah, I'm gonna put it there. Okay. Yo, nice ad. YouTube Premium, crazy. Oh, hey, yo, by the way, YouTube's doing this thing soon. They're about to make it so that people who have YouTube Premium, YouTube Red, this is a rumor I'm hearing. They're about to make it so that people with YouTube Red or YouTube Premium get a free sub. So, if you got that, maybe use it on your boy. 2.8, I think 2.8 is great. But I think it's at like the bottom of great. I'm actually not that crazy about 2.5's box art. Like, I think the positioning of it's really cool, but the thing that throws me off about 2.5's box art is, I don't know, like all the keyblades there just look weird to me. Like, I don't know if that's just me. Like, I think all the keyblades look like, it's like they just threw keyblades there just to fill up some space, you know? Like, they felt like, dang, we drew Zay and we drew the characters, so let's throw some keyblades on there. It still looks good, but it's just like, it's a little weirder than it would be without him. But I think this combined with the 1.5 and 2.8 box art, fire. Very good. I'm not gonna lie, 2FM's box art is that is some art right there. That is some beauty. 2's box art also some. Yeah, they're next to each other. I'd put them next to each other. No, I'm sorry. I gotta put this up. I got to. Maybe not above final. Maybe not above KH1FM though. I like KH1FM's box art a lot. Birth by Sleeps is okay. It's kind of just the characters, you know, on the box art. And this one as well. But Birth by Sleeps box arts aren't really that crazy to me. I'm looking at this. It is a calmer one. So I know I'm not super opinionated about this, but this is a calmer one. How do you guys feel about this? Yeah, I think 1FM has a really good box art. I do like Dream Drops a lot. I love KH1s, 3s, DD art the best. Man, I've been binging so much anime. Currently on Black Clover. Love it a lot. Love Yami. I need to watch Black Clover. I'd recommend, if you're into shonen, I recommend some called Jujutsu Kaisen. Rikai King stuffed again. Look, it's still good. 2.5R is not super strong in the compositional sense. Yeah. UX File Mix is so bad. It feels so unorganized to me. I kind of feel like that too. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like, Birth by Sleep's box art is like YouTube thumbnail-y to me. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some great YouTube thumbnails out there, but like, it feels like, okay, have you ever seen one of those like YouTube thumbs? I've probably made some of them in the past. Have you ever seen one of those YouTube thumbs where people just throw together a bunch of Kingdom Hearts renders and then put like a pattern behind and then the logo? That's literally what that looks like. That's literally what this looks like. Maybe they have some text under. That's what the File Mix box art looks like to me. It's still good. I don't think it's bad. I disagree with you on the bad part. I think it's good because that's the art. Like, they drew that art for the box art, so that part of it's really good. But in terms of like the positioning of it, it's alright. Any recommendations for someone who doesn't like shonen? You just asked the best person ever that question. So I got you. I got Steins Gate. I got Erased. I got Carol and Tuesday. Please. Hold on, I gotta move the mic up for this. Please watch Carol and Tuesday. It is so good, so beautiful, such good music. If you are even slightly into like, you know, Cowboy Bebop or anything like that, if you're into Watanabe shows in general, I would recommend giving that a try. It's not a shonen, but it's about these two girls who, you know, are trying to make it in the music industry. But the difference is everyone in the music industry is into like EDM and like pop and like, you know, is really like, I guess, overproduced music. But they're just, you know, the simple girl who can sing with acoustic guitar, and it's beautiful. It's a very good soundtrack, original music. Love it, love it, love it. Matter of fact, if you've heard my outro song, the singing version of it, I know we have the Christmas version right now. If you ever heard my outro song before, like in November or in like November-ish, before any time this year, one of the songs is actually sung by one of the singers for Carol and Tuesday. I love that show that much to the point where I had to ask one of the girls for an outro song, because I just love that anime that much. Anyways, though, love that. Love it, love it, love it. Watch Carol on Tuesday. And watch Steins Gate and watch Erased. I would recommend those. The only one I can say I don't like a whole lot is Birth by Sleep of Femme. Composition is just not there at all. It's just the characters doing whatever. At least with base BBS box art, they're all doing an action pose. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I watched the first 2 episodes of the Worlds With You anime, and I didn't really like it that much. I'm sorry. I didn't like it that much. I wasn't that big of a fan of it. You were jamming to Karen Tuesday's OST earlier today. Love it. So you're cultured then. Gotcha. Hey, you're great. Original Birth by Sleep cover should be higher. I might put it above 2. Nah, I won't. I like the art. I think I like the art in 2.5s more than BBS's, so that's why I'm gonna put it up there. The only reason KH3's is so low, because I actually think KH3's looks great art-wise. Like I think the artwork in KH3's box art is probably like up here, but as a box art, I think it's weird as a box art. Like I don't feel like that artwork fits for a box art as well as some of the others. All right, so that was the breather tier list. Is everyone chilled out? Is everyone mellowed out? How do you guys feel about this? What would your top 3 box arts be in the chat? I'm gonna put a timer on for 5 minutes for this one. And we're just gonna talk for 5 minutes. I want to read some of your takes. And as you guys are typing your comments, memberships are indeed live on the channel. If you guys want to become members, I'm going to be pushing memberships a lot more this year, as I know YouTube is going to be putting a lot more membership benefits and whatnot, like easier accessibility for memberships this year. That's the plan anyways. Gift memberships and stuff are coming, so I'm definitely going to be pushing memberships a lot more. And I would really appreciate if a couple of you, went out of your way and want to become members. Right now, the main benefits for this channel at the moment, I've redefined it a little bit, taken some stuff away because I want to prioritize a couple of things right now. But at the moment, the main things you get is you get an exclusive role in the Discord, and you get exclusive priority in any multiplayer game we end up playing, assuming it has lobbies and like invite systems and whatnot. But you get top priority in those instances. But aside from that, it's mostly just for if you want to go out of your way and support. So I would appreciate it. It's under, I believe I have them live. I'm pretty sure I turned them on. But yeah, you could click the little money symbol on the chat and it'll send you, there should be an option for super chat or memberships, and one of them, yeah, that's how you get to that. There we go. Never mind, Nightbot still didn't post it, huh? That's Winch Point member. I think that's what it is. Alright, so for you guys, it's KH121FM. Okay, Modia Memory, KH3145. I really like Modia Memories. Modia Memories box art is fantastic. It's kind of crazy that a rhythm game has a box art that good. Like, I feel like that box art would go super hard in like a actual Kyrie. Like, I'm like thinking to myself, like, if we get an actual Kyrie game, what is the box art going to look like for that? Like, I feel like that box art could have been it, So I'm thinking like, dang, what's Nomura going to do for like an actual Kyrie game? You're telling me that you never like looked at a game, like you tell me you were never a kid I don't know how to say the first person, so I'm just gonna say WDB. So you're telling me you've never been a kid and you've never like went to like a GameStop or never went to a Walmart and you never saw a box art for a game and been like, I want that. Because I feel like box arts definitely sold games for us as kids. It doesn't make the game. Like, I've definitely played some boo-boo games with some fire box arts, but I found out about a lot of games because the box art was appealing. Like, the box art was snazzy as a kid. I got the game. Because there was no YouTube at the time, none of that. It was just word of mouth and box art. Well, there was YouTube, but like, I wasn't watching it, so I wasn't really super into it online. Box art definitely has been a pretty big selling point for me, especially when I was younger and weren't following trailers and stuff. Box art is the first impression you get. Yeah, exactly. Most of the games you got were gifts you didn't get to choose. That's understandable. That part's understandable completely. Bro, I guess you have to be a Pokemon fan growing up. The box art sold which version I bought. Yeah, that's definitely the case with Pokemon. I feel like people still judge Pokemon games that way. Like, if there's two versions, like, they just pick whatever, like, they just pick the box art. It's funny though, because box art sell games and a lot of us think BBS is a mediocre box art, yet BBS I'm pretty sure is the highest selling non-numbered title. So that's funny. I mean, it's still a good box art though. It's not like it's bad. It's just, it's still a really good box art, because it's like, these characters are appealing. Like, the BBS designs are super appealing. Just compared to these though, these slaps. KH1's box art. If you saw KH1 in the GameStop, you don't even have to be a Disney fan. If you saw KH1's box art, you got the game. You asked your mom for the game. you asked somebody for the game. If you saw 2's box art, you had to, you elbowed your dad or your mom. You're like, hey, so get this ad out of my ears. You're like, hey, give me that game right quick. I want that. I want that one. I want what she's having. But that's how that was. KH2 sold BBS years before it came out. You're right, it did. It sure did. Alright, but that's that. Alright. Oh, time for a big one, guys. Now, this might not be ordered. But these are worlds. These are the worlds of the series. This might be the longest one. We'll see. This and characters are probably gonna be the longest ones. Man, I'm scared. I'm fearful. I might not talk about each one individually, but I'll give like little comments here and there. Okay. Ooh, I'm like looking at this like, dang, bro, I gotta grab my water. Dang, I gotta grab my water. It's right here though. I had like some water next to me. I just had to reach over for it. If you want to have a Twitter account, can you still become a member? You don't need a Twitter account to become a member. All you need is $3 to become a member. Yeah. Alright. Best Disney World is that one. Followed by Hollow Bastion is not a Disney World. Well, actually, this is worlds in general. This isn't just Disney worlds. Alright, so okay, so we're just, okay, just worlds in general. KH1 Hollow Bastion for sure. Then the Kingdom. Then the Kingdom of 2020 is what we're gonna call it. I'm not just going off of aesthetics. Some of them might be aesthetics. There's a lot of different things that decide why I like a Disney World or not. It's hard. It's actually real. Okay, KH3 Traverse Town. Boring. Keyblade Graveyard in KH3. I think it's great. I kind of want to put in the best just because of story. Because, like, story's a factor too, right? Like, it's not just level design. It's not just, like, the visuals aesthetically. Because aesthetically, a lot of you might put Final World or Scarlet Kylum, right? But it's everything. It's story. It's level design. It's combat, bosses. A world is, like... The world... Like, I said this in my last video. The worlds are, like, the foundation for the games. Like, that's, like, what... You do, that's what you do in Kingdom Hearts. You go to worlds. So like that's the worlds are kind of everything. KH3 Winnie the Pooh. I actually think KH3 Winnie the Pooh is okay. I think it's okay. Instead of putting just okay, I'm gonna just put okay. Just okay makes it sound like I barely like it, but okay is more like it's solid. Like it's solid. That's how that is. KH3 Monstropolis. The best. It's one of the best. Maybe. Well, we might move it down. No, okay. I'm gonna put it lower. If I feel like it's low, if I feel like it might be lower, I'm gonna just put it lower for now. And then move it up. Because it's easier to move stuff up than it is to move stuff down. For me. KH1 Olympus. It's one of the best. One of the best. Easy. Oh, okay, this is KH... Wait. No, that's KH2's. Okay, that one's KH1 because the heart symbol. Okay, this is KH2's Hollow Bastion. Do I like KH2's Hollow Bastion more than Olympus? Kingdom of Corona? I don't think I do. I'm thinking super hard right now. Yeah. Dang. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll put it there. I'll put it there, right behind it. Now this is gonna be the first hot take. Well, depending on how you feel, I might have a lot of hot takes already. Atlantica is a great world. I think that world is great. Great world. Monstro is KH1 Monstro is kind of mid. I'm gonna put it. No. Okay. I'll put it here. Yeah, I'll put it there. No, we're gonna put KH300 in mid. I think it's mid. I'll put it in mid. Pride Lands, boring. Boring. Very boring. To me. Do I like KH3 Twilight Town more than Pride Lands? Yes, I do. I do. I really do. Pride Lands, aside from Recode, Olympus is like my second least favorite world in the series. It used to be my least favorite world in the series. KH2 Port Royal, great. Love that world. Planet of Dragons, pretty good. Pretty good world. KH2 Beast Castle, pretty... I think that's great. I think it's... no, I'll put it pretty good. Pretty good. I think it's better than Mulan. I don't think the boss is better, though. What? Pride Lands is the best? Screw you. Look, Victor, don't say screw me. I have a feeling you're joking, so I'm not gonna take action. But I don't like Pride Lands. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't like Pride Lands. It's not fun for me. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with Pride Lands. Pride Lands is definitely one of the most 50-50 worlds in the series because a lot of people love it, but a lot of people also don't. A lot, like it's definitely one of those 50-50 worlds because it's just empty. Like I don't feel like that world represents Lion King well at all. Like it does not represent Lion King well at all to me. I feel like a lot of the soul from the movie is like, yeah, not there. Alright, now, this is a new opinion. Tron in Dream Drop as Sora is great. Nah, Mermaid Sora way better than Pride Land Sora. Bro, I will fight you guys on this. Atlantica, you can say all you want about the controls. I agree, KH2 Pride Land's controls are way better than Atlantica's. But you know what's way better than the controls in the gameplay? The colors, the freaking, my brain turned off. The colors are better. The world is just way more vibrant, has way more personality. The dynamic between Sora and Ariel is so good. You get none of that with Simba. Like, literally, one of the big arcs in Atlantica and KH1 is Ariel, right? She is like, she wants to go to the outside world, just like Sora does. And like, you even see her like reaching her hand out, like, you know, looking at the top. She's just like, she wants to see the outside world. And Sora just got to see the outside world, and he kind of knows outside world's pretty cool, but my friends aren't really there. So he actually sympathizes with Ariel, which is a pretty cool dynamic. Sora has none of that with Simba. None of that at all. He doesn't have that with a single character in that world. I can't even remember an interaction Sora, like a meaningful interaction Sora has with any of the cast in Lion King during that world. Like, the coolest thing I can say about the Lion King world is the Scar boss fight. The Scar boss fight's great. I think it's amazing. Super awesome. And also, we can't forget the face Donald makes when he sees Ursula at the end. I just think the story and like that world feels like Little Mermaid, and Pride Lands feels like Lion King to a degree, right? Just because you're Lion Sora, you feel like you're in Lion King. But if it wasn't for it being Lion Sora, that would be one of like the most, I don't know, that would be one that would straight up be the driest world in the series. I already think it kind of is. So that's what's really important for a Disney World for me, which is probably why I disagree with so many people about KH3's Disney Worlds. What's important for a Disney World for me is that it feels like a Disney World. I feel like you're ruined, like, yeah, original plot's cool and all, but a big selling factor for a lot of these games, a really cool thing about these games, is that I get to see some of my favorite characters in media interact with another one of my favorite characters in media in Sora. Like, Moana is one of my favorite characters in fiction, and I would love to see a future world where Moana gets to meet Sora. I'm already having the discussion. I'm not doing the tier list. I need to do the tier list. But I'm gonna finish this point. Like, I want to see Moana interact with Sora, and I don't want it to just be, oh, I see Moana for 2 seconds while Marluxia or X organization member pops up and then, like, you know, takes over the dialogue for 5 years. I love that. I'll eat that stuff up. I'll eat up any lore, anything, right? That's cool. But I also want to talk to the Disney characters. I want to see Sora. I want to see how Sora interacts and hangs with the Disney characters. Does he jive with them really well? Does he think they're a little weird? Does he think they're kind of, does he think they're in the wrong, they're in the right in their certain story arcs? Like, is he gonna think Moana's in the right to want to, like, you know, leave her village and, you know, the ocean's calling her and stuff? Does he think that's like the right thing to do? Does he think did he think Maui's some sort of villain or like evil person, evil god or whatever? Like, how? Actually, a good point. Maui's a god. Maybe Maui knows about the Keyblade. What sort of dynamic could that bring? That's cool. That's awesome. That's something I love to see out of Disney Worlds. It's not just, Disney World shouldn't just be a level for like the organization members to just pop up in. Disney World should be a good mixture of, you know, like properly adding to the story, the dynamic that, like, the dynamic of the Kingdom Hearts universe, while also, you know, getting to have, like, proper, cool representations of these Disney characters. Because a lot of these movies don't have games, well, a lot of them do, but a decent amount of these movies maybe don't have games, or their games suck. So Kingdom Hearts, to a large degree, has some of the best adaptations of these Disney properties just ever. So it's like the only way for some of these movies to even be represented outside of the movies themselves, outside of, you know, just being used for merchandise, but actually being used in like some cool, interesting video games and action combat. It's just that's what's cool about it. I don't know. I hope you guys understand that. Like, I would love to hear thoughts on that. I really would, because like that's genuinely how I feel about Disney Worlds. And the world of Frozen is a perfect example of what I don't like story-wise. I love the gameplay of Frozen. It does feel like a Frozen world, but Sora doesn't get to interact with the characters in that world that much. That's the main thing that makes me not like the Frozen world, story-wise. It's just lame. But speaking of Frozen, I'm going to give you my opinion of Frozen. I actually think Frozen is pretty good. Even though the story sucks for that world, I think overall, I think the world is pretty solid. Like, I think just cause of like 2 cutscenes, I think the world is solid. And as the cutscene Sora has with Anna, when they first meet up, where Anna is telling Sora about you know, how Elsa's like running away and she feels like she's like a burden or hurting her and all that stuff. And Anna feels, you know, pretty bad about it. Feels like Elsa's kind of being dumb over that stuff. And Sora reflects on his relationship with Riku in KH1. And little moments like that, I love seeing. And not they do more of that. Like, there's some KH3 worlds don't even do stuff like that, but are still better. But Frozen, that's like the potential Frozen's worlds could have had. But you never get another cutscene like that again throughout the entire world. So that's where it just falls flat at there. But that cutscene's gas. I love that cutscene. And another cutscene that's really good is when Elsa first meets Sora. I think that interaction is really good as well. But those are the only two cutscenes in the world that I think are like alright. I mean, the Lark's cutscene is good, but like it's not it doesn't really do much for the world of Frozen. It is kind of it's an organization cutscene. It's there. We could have that in between the world maybe, but like in terms of how it affects Frozen, the Disney representation of Frozen, it's like it's okay. It's good. But Frozen needed more cutscenes. They needed more interactions with Anna and Elsa. That story was cheeks. Everyone always focuses on like the climbing up and down the mountain. I think that opinion's weird. I do think we should have been able to visit Arendelle, but the actual movie of Frozen, that's literally what it is. You're literally climbing up and down the mountain. There's two areas mainly missing from Frozen and KH3. That's Arendelle itself, which is a big thing, and a smaller one being like the little shack that Anna and Kristoff are at. But you joined the movie past that point, so it is what it is. But you should have been able to visit that little like snow shack that Anna and Kristoff went to get stuff. But aside from that, the movie literally is going up and down the mountain. The Ice Labyrinth is more creative than anything like they could have done for Frozen. Like that was great. Anyways, I need to stop rambling. Guys, I'm so sorry. I love the Disney aspect of Kingdom Hearts so much. It's so fun to talk about, and I have so many opinions. Okay, let's just do the tier list. All right, guys, I need you to time me. I need you to, like, if you catch me talking without, like, doing the tier list, just tell me to, like, shut up. Just type shut up in the chat. Just type shut up, John. Okay. I think that's World's great. I think that's BBS Neverland. BBS Neverland. I actually think that world's pretty good. I'm gonna put that up there. You know what? I think Arendelle and KH3 is better than like some KH2 worlds. I do. Okay. Just cause I think even though Frozen has a lot of missed opportunities, I do think it's better than most Disney worlds in the series. I do. I really do. Maybe most. Well, we gotta see about that. Let's see. That's what I'm thinking off the top of my head, but let's see. Alright. KH2 Twilight Town. One of the best. KH3 Caribbean, also one of the best. KH3 Toy Box, also one of the best. La Cité de Cloches. Okay, my bias towards Hunchback, because I love Hunchback so much. I want to put it in great, but I think this world could be a lot better in some ways. So I'm just gonna put it at the top of great. I think this is KH2 100 Acre Wood. Hold on, let me see. That's KH2 100 Acre Wood. Where's KH1's at? Because I think that's KH1's. If this is KH1's, mid. There we go. Nah, they're all mid. All 100 Acre Wood's mid. I mean, I don't hate it. I actually like that 100 Acre Wood in the series, but like it's. You know what? Screw it. Okay. KH1 100 Acre Wood's mid. KH2's is pretty good. There we go. Okay, I like KH1. I think has the worst 100 Acre Wood easily. 100 Acre Wood and Rechain is actually kind of fire. I actually like the world. I think Rechain might have the best 100 Acre Wood. Recoded Coliseum. Most of the Chain of Memories worlds are just okay. Atlantica in Chain of Memories is mid. Halloween Town Chain of Memories is Hollow Bastion is pretty good. Hollow Bastion is pretty good. Montrose mid. Neverland is actually I kind of like Neverland in Chain of Memories. I'll put KH2 call it. Yeah, there we go. Castle Oblivion's obviously gas. Great World. Traverse Town. Traverse Town is pretty okay. I don't hate Chain of Memories World. I honestly don't. First time we get to see Twilight Town. I don't think, I mean, even though we get to see Twilight Town for the first time, I don't actually think the world's that great in Chain of Memories. Not that great. I like Monstro more than it. Wonderland. I actually like Wonderland. I actually like Wonderland in Chain of Memories. I know that sounds weird. I think that world's kind of cool. Yeah, that's how I am, Dark. That's exactly how I am. I like the idea of having 100 Acre Woods, but it slows the story down so much. Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, I don't think there's like really a great 100 Acre Wood world, but I like that it exists. Like, I like having Winnie the Pooh in Cage. Like, it might just be a nostalgia. It might be like a comfy thing, you know? That is Persona 3 music here. Dwarf Woodlands and BBS. That world is mid. That world is definitely mid. I don't think that world's that crazy. Cage 2 Olympus. Not the best. Is it great? It's pretty good. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. Top are pretty good. There we go. What Olympus is this? Is this BBS? That's BBS Olympus. BBS Olympus is pretty good. That's pretty good too. Cage 2's is better though. I'll put that. Yeah, I'll put that there. San Fran. Now, San Fran by Cage 3 standards, I don't think is that crazy. Like, I think it's the worst world in Cage 3. But I do think it's better. I do think it's better than most worlds in the Cage series. So I'm gonna put it behind Arendelle, actually. I like Arendelle more than San Fran. Gameplay wise, at least. It's mostly the Dark Baymax fight really messes that world. Wait, did I put Townless? Huh, Townless River's in best world. I was just moving stuff. Halloween Town. Halloween Town's one of the best. Cage 2's. Cage 2 is still pretty great. I'll put it at the bottom of pretty great, though. Now, I am a very big KH1 Wonderland shill, so... Do you guys think I have too many in the best? What do you guys... Do you guys think I have too many? Do you think there should be a limit to the best? Maybe I should limit it to like 10. 1, 2... Yeah, Dark Baymax is so cheeks. There really are a lot of good worlds in the Cage series. I'm mixed on Neverland. Like, I want to put it in great for story and aesthetic, because I think Neverland has one of the best aesthetics in KH1. Like, flying around. I mean, shoot, they basically put Neverland Sora in Smash, right, in that trailer. But Sora just flying around in Neverland, and the music in that world is so good. That world is that world might be one of like the worst gameplay experiences in KH1, just because KH1 does not have a good camera. Generally speaking, mostly because it has the PS2 camera where okay, when I say PS2 camera, just to elaborate, when I say PS2 camera and like anything, a lot of PS2 games, the PS2 era was the era of gaming where they tried to emphasize level design. That's when they tried to be a lot more ambitious with like levels. That's when you start seeing a lot more open world games, a lot of games with like more ambitious gameplay and level design and all that. And a lot of those games didn't have good cameras. They did not. They did not. There was a reason in original KH1, you moved the camera with L2 and R2. There's a reason for that. And Neverland might be one of the reasons. And Neverland, even in OGKH1, got a boo-boo camera, and that camera gets caught so badly on the wall. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of great. It's at the bottom of great. Do I like it more than KH2 Olympus, though? I gotta think about it in that way. Yeah, I do. Aesthetically, I do. Okay. Symphony of Sorcery, one of the best. Limit the best to 7? To 7? Oh, dude, why do you have to do me like that? Oh, no. Okay, top 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't do that. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Okay, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't limit it to 7. It's not possible. How many do I have so far? I'll limit it to 13. This is 13 right here. This is 13. I think Symphony of Sorcery is better than KH1 Wonderland. I do. I might limit it to 12 just for the aesthetic of like having the lines like right. What would I take out of here? I like the grid more than KH2 Twilight Town. No. Do I like it more than Pirates in KH3? No. I like it more than Toy Box? No. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of questioning that a bit. Do I like it more than Timeless River? Yes. Do I like it more than Halloween Town? Ah, I might. Jeez. What happened? Why do I like the grid so much? I really like that world story. Like, you guys, okay, you can go back in my stream playlist. You should go back in my stream playlist. You guys should look at my reaction to the grid. I don't know what happened to me. Like, I used to not care about this world, but something clicked with me in Sora's playthrough of the grid. I gotta show it. Okay, hold on. It is good. Okay. My bad. Like, I think it also is because the world, you know, like, I think the HD collection made the world better. I haven't even watched the Tron movie it's based off of. I'm trying to look up the cutscene. Alright. Dang, I look even worse now, because, like, the world is, like, hold on, my bad. Alright, but I know that looked really weird the way I transitioned that, but it's this ending scene right here.
Cannot dream.
This Xehanort cutscene for starters is so good. This scene here, I think is freaking masterclass. This cutscene for a Disney World is mostly one moment that makes me like freak out a little bit.
Greetings, Sora. I've been waiting.
Who are you?
I am Clue.
So it was you.
And the music in this fight is so good.
Correct. I had to repurpose his code.
I think this is like the best Sora's in Dream Drop in a Disney World.
Yes. Under the right parameters,
And repurpose it.
Huh?
You have a little item called a Keyblade. It can open any lock, isn't that right? Hand it over, and I'll change Rinsler back into Tron.
The Keyblade? I can't. This is what lights the darkness. A chance to make everyone happy.
Ha! Flawed reasoning. I'll have to take it by force.
This part here, bro, this is so heartfelt. So what do you think about
Why
KH2?
can't I get through to you?
Look at the way the camera moves here. Watch this. I'm gonna let you watch. I'm gonna stop talking.
You're okay. I can't
No, I
believe
won't.
it.
I lied.
I think Tron heard you. Long enough for me to escape. You can do it. You can get through to him.
Look at the way, I don't know, this small things, like the way,
You have to fight him.
But Cora, how can I?
You have that key.
I'm just dodging his
Bring him
attacks
to his senses.
while the camera just pans around.
I'll try.
And then this pawn. I never noticed, I don't know why, I don't think I noticed this before.
Let's go, Tron.
And then at the end of the fight, look at that! Look at Dawn! That's gas! You see this? What? They did the KH2 costume. Like, I don't know, that's so clean to me. I was like, what? They did that for Tron? How did Clue know about the Keyblade? Probably because Tron knew about it, right? So... this whole fight is what makes the world so good. And, like, the actual world is pretty fun to mess around in, too. And interact with. And then look at this! Tron comes out, like... this? I don't know. Bro, like, that's some 0.2 parallels right there. Okay, yeah, this world stopped here. Hold on. That's because of that cutscene. This world is stopped. I'm over here freaking out again. We don't need to watch the rest. We don't need to watch the rest. We're good. But, like, that, bro? Oh my gosh. It is so good. Do you guys see why I like that world just because of that cutscene? Like, do you guys see why? Like, if there's any doubters in chat, let me know. I'm going to use the restroom for a split second. Give me a moment while you guys comment on that. Okay, I'm back. I am back. Question, never 100%, 1, 2, or 3. Never fully. Nope. I'm 100. Usually, I've 100% everything except gummy ships in 2 and 3. Yeah, what's good, Flare Fox? So have you missed? You missed a whole tier list and me breaking down over the Tron cutscene. But I don't have nostalgia, Darth, with the grid. Like that's the thing. I don't have nostalgia with it, cause like I didn't like the world before. I don't think I liked the world at all before. So if I had nostalgia, it would be nostalgia over my bad experience. But I just recently started thinking like this world's kind of fire. And also, I'm just gonna screw it. I'm gonna put as many worlds as I want in best worlds because they're the best for a reason, right? What is this? This is Dream Jobs Traverse Town. I don't think it's the man, do I like it more than one Shopless in 3? Yeah, I do. Okay. Yes, up there. Do I like it more than Wonderland? Cage 1. Yes. I like more than Symphony of Sorcery. Also, yes. I like more than Halloween Town. No. Okay. Cage 1 Traverse Town. Do I like it more than Halloween Town? Yes. I do like it more than Town. Well, I definitely like Halloween Town more than Townless River too. I like it more than Grid. Yeah, I like more than Toy Box. Actually, yeah, freaking Traverse Town's my favorite hub world in the series. What am I doing? I like it more than Cage Dweller. Yeah, that's Traverse Town's right there. That world's gas. What am I doing? Agrabah. It's pretty great. I'm gonna put it. I like more than San Fran. Yeah, I'm gonna put it above San Fran. I like more than Arendelle. I'd say yes as well. Yep. Deep Jungle. I like it more than Cage 1 Neverland. Yep. Do I like it more than Cage 2 Halloween Town? Yep. Do I like it more than... Yeah, do I like more than San Fran? And I don't think I do. Maybe. Nah, I'm gonna split there for now. Destiny Islands. No question. Let me think about that. Yeah, I do. I don't care. And as installed as carrying me on Destiny Islands, but yeah, I don't care. I love it. Dream Drop more than ever was. It's pretty okay. I think I'll put it like bottom of great. Birth by Sleep Radiant Garden is pretty good. I'm gonna say it's pretty good. I put it above Cage 2 Olympus. I would. That's a little bit. Wait, this is Cage 1 Atlantica. Hold on, what? No, I'm sure. Oh, that's Cage 2's mid. Disney Castle is okay. Enchanted Dominion is pretty good, I guess. Maybe, yeah. Land Apart. My bad. Land Departure is kind of mid. I like the world aesthetically though, but I think it's kind of mid. I think Deep Space. I actually think Deep Space is low key kind of boring, so I might put it in boring. Birth by Sleep Graveyard is okay. Mirage Arena is one of the best. No, it isn't. Hold on. Mirage Arena is like... I don't know. Yeah, Mirage Arena is one of the best. Yeah, we're gonna put it there. That's for the meta. We have to have Mirage Arena high. Cage 3 Olympus is very godlike, so we're gonna put that. I don't think I like it. It might be the best Olympus. It's hard. It's like tied, kind of. You know, like. Yeah, I think it's up here. Cause like I like the Coliseum, but I also like Olympus a lot. Literally, Olympus and Cage 3 is just Olympus. Cage 1 is just a Coliseum. It's not even really a world, but I still like it a lot. So we'll put it. Yeah, we'll put. I hate everything. Okay, we'll put it slightly behind Cage 1. Maybe slightly. They might be tied. I might just say they're tied. Cage 2 Agrabah is... First visit's okay. Second visit's kind of meh. So I'm gonna put at the bottom of pretty good. What is this world? Heck is this? What is that? Is that space paranoids? It might be space. Wait, is space prawn? I zoom into that one. What is this? Since when does space paranoids have a world icon? I guess that must be in like the book or something. That's interesting. It's actually pretty interesting. Alright, so Space Paranoid I think is very... I think that's one of the best worlds. Do I think the grid's better than Space Paranoids though? Yeah, it might be. It actually might be. No cap. I'm gonna put them next to each other though. Worlds are very hard to rank, guys. They are very. This is not easy. Dark World. I'm gonna combine Cage 2 and 3 for this one. I think the list does too. Dark World. I don't think it's at the point. I think it's. No. Oh. This probably counts BBS as well. So. I'll put at the top of. No, we'll put. Yeah, we'll put it like towards the top. Pretty good. I think that's fair. Prankster's Paradise. This world's a lot better than I remember it being. So I'm gonna put this. I like KH1 Agrabah a lot, actually. So we're gonna put that there. I actually don't think the end of the world is that crazy. Like, I'm not like that world is not that wild for me. But I do think it's. I'll put it okay. I'll put it at top of okay. Disney Castle, Cage 2. It's okay. I'll put it above Grave. I'll put it above 100 Acre Wood. I like that the world exists, but like overall, I don't know. Castle of Dreams. I actually think this world is pretty good. I'll put it at the top of pretty good. Behind Raining Garden though. Behind that, yeah, I'll put it here. Yeah, that's fair. Mysterious Tower. I love Mysterious Tower. I love the aesthetic of Mysterious Tower. I've not finished Arcane yet, by the way. I just read that comment. I'll put Mysterious Tower like, yeah, I think behind Beast Castle's fine. Three Musketeers. That world is better than I remember gameplay wise, but the story of the world leaves a little bit to be desired. Riku basically don't got a story in that world, so I'm gonna put it in okay. Put it behind. I'll put it behind in the world though. I think I'll put it behind Monstro too. Yeah. Now Cage 2 of the world never was. Whew. Okay. Moments wise, as a world, as level design wise and exploration wise, it's cooler in Dream Drop. But for moments in the series, I do gotta put it up. I gotta put it up. So I can't cap. As much as I want to give Dream Drop like the credit it deserves, I can't cap. That sequence that is the world never was too good. So even if the world itself isn't like super big, super explorative, it's hype all the way through. Like that is a very nicely paced world. Shibuya, I'm not going to rank that. There's no reason to rank it. I think we've seen enough of Scala to rank it. So I'm gonna put it in great though. I don't think it's the best. I think Scala very easily could be like up here sooner or later. But right now I'll put it like I'll put at the bottom of great. I think that's fair. Okay, everyone. This is the world's tier list. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. You're gonna see the ads a little, but not. Give me your thoughts on this. DD worlds are actually really good when you get down to it. It's just a bad explanation of time travel that really messes up the game. I don't think it's that bad. I think it could have been better though. But yeah. I think I accidentally put Wonderland up there in best. I don't think that was on accident. Wonderland is pretty great. Let's see. Alright. How many KH3 worlds are in the best? Graveyard's up there. Kino Corona's up there. Actually, I think Kino Corona's... I like Kino Corona better than Graveyard. Well, nah, moments-wise, no. As a world, yes. But what makes a world is its moments as well, so... Oh, got my phone. I'm gonna put Monstropolis higher, thinking on it more. Yeah, Monstropolis deserves to be up there. Yeah. Only 2 KH3 worlds should be in best. Ha, I disagree. I think all these worlds are great. Corona's great. Don't clip that. What the heck? Tangled is great. I'm gonna say that. I just caught what I said. Dang it, bro! I hate the world right now. What the heck? Why? See, when KH3 first came out, I did not have to think twice about saying that. Anyways, so Tangled world, the world that is Tangled is great. One of the best worlds in the series. Graveyard is great. Mostly sequence and moments wise. Olympus is great. I think Toy Box might be better than Olympus. So I'm gonna move that up. Pirates is pretty awesome. I think I might like the grid a little more than Pirates though. Maybe. Nah, we'll keep it there. I think it's fine where it is. We have 4 KH3 worlds in the best. We have Graveyard. We have more than that. We have Graveyard, Tangled. Had to catch myself again. Toy Box, Olympus, Pirates. That's 5. No, Monstropolis. We have 6 KH3 worlds up there for the best. I honestly do think the worlds are that good. Like, I think they're really that good in KH3. I honestly saw the warning of opinions, just wanted to jump on to mess around and scold you while having opinions and how dangerous they are. Look, opinions are dangerous. Recoded opinions. I think the game's just okay. You could also rewind the stream because we did the game tier list before this one. If you want like a little review of that, this is what the game's tier list looks like. So yeah. If you guys want to ask me any questions about this, I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes and feel free to discuss this. I will read any comments. I'm just reviewing the tier list as well. And for Great Worlds, I do think Hunchback is pretty darn great. It's weird. I don't know if I like it more than Algorithm. I'm like tempted. I like it more than Atlantica. Yeah, I do. I like it more than KH2 Pirates. KH2, it's weird. KH2 Pirates used to be one of my favorite Disney worlds in the series, but I think I said that without really thinking about it much. Like, it's definitely one of my favorites in KH2, but Dang. Hold on. I do not have a lot of KH2 worlds up very high. Do I? Hold on, let me see. I have Townless River up there, which is really good. I have Radiant Garden, that's 1. Space Paranoids, Townless River, whatever it was 4. There's 4 KH2 worlds up for great, and only 2 of the Disney worlds are up there. And they're 2 of like the most obscure Disney worlds in the game. They don't even have their own like Townless River. You go through like a portal in Disney Castle. Space Paranoids, go through a computer. Yeah, I'm not that crazy about KH3 Disney worlds. I don't think all of them are like boo boo or anything though. I think KH2 takes up most of it pretty good. Is that fair? Do I think they're pretty good? Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, like overall on this list, yeah. Is that KH3 Twilight Town down there and boring? Yes, it is. I personally would put KH3 Caribbean a little higher, but overall agree. Okay. I'm kind of tempted to as well. Yeah, every time I think of Night Before Christmas and KH, I just think of the theme, and I'm like, dang, that theme fire. That theme's a bop. Cavern should be separate solely for level design. If we include Radiant Gardens, yeah, I mean it's fair. Yeah, I mean I would say that includes Cavern of Remembrance. Cavern of Remembrance wouldn't move it up that much higher. I don't think it'd move it up higher at all. Actually, I think it's fine where it is. Oh yeah, I'm super excited for Dark Road. Very excited. I disagree. KH3 is painfully average. I'm sorry. Oh, that's all I can say to you. I'm sorry. Sorry you've come to that opinion, but it might be understandable. I mean, everyone has their reasons, right? Arendelle shouldn't be this high. I think Arendelle's pretty good. I think the main thing is suffers from a story, but I think the gameplay of this world is good enough to the point where it's better than a lot of these other ones. Yeah. I think I enjoy playing through Arendelle more than Monstropolis, but Monstropolis has a solid mix that makes me like it more for both. So like if I'm doing like a level 1 playthrough or something, no, not level 1. If I'm doing like a level 1 crit playthrough and I want to have like the most fun in the world game, because I'm skipping cutscenes, right? I'm really excited to go to Arendelle and fight Skull and fight Marshmallow, because those fights are super duper fun. I do like Glup of Horror and I like Monstropolis on level 1, but it can be a little more annoying, right? But Arendelle is super, super fun from a gameplay perspective. However, for a story playthrough, and let's say I'm doing a casual playthrough, like a crit proud playthrough or something, and I'm just coasting through the story, I'm not that excited for Arendelle. I'm very excited for Monstropolis though, and I'm very excited for Toy Box, and I'm very excited for like King of Corona. King of Corona is just fun regardless. Like that world's fun gameplay wise, regardless of like anything. Easiest KH game to do a first level 1 run on. I've actually only done level 1 for 2 KH games. That's 2 and 3, I think. Yeah. I haven't done level 1 for BBS. Haven't done it for Dream Drop. Haven't done it for anything else actually. So the grid being so high is respectable, and Tron definitely deserves those 2 spots. Yeah, I think both Tron worlds are great. They're really good. You prefer 2 over 3? That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I mean, I understand that. I like 3 more than 2 personally, but I think like I assume you're commenting off my game. Because like as you can see here, they're KH3 and 2 are like in my top 3. So like I love those games. Have I ranked the final bosses? No, I have not ranked those. We have 2 more tier lists to go. The next 2 tier lists are super bosses and then characters. I didn't put Quadrom anywhere. I didn't, because like I can't rate it. Like I don't know how to rate that world. Like we've been that room's basically a boss ring. It's like rating the data arena in KH3 like as a world. Like that's what that basically feels. So I don't know, aesthetically I'd probably put in one of the best, right? But there's nothing else aside from the aesthetics. How many more worlds we have left? Oh, this is done. This is all the worlds. This is all the worlds throughout most of the games. The only thing this doesn't include, well, it doesn't include Union Cross, which if I wouldn't really rank Union Cross's worlds that far among these. I would probably put I'd probably put the Wreck-It Ralph world in pretty good though, or okay, like top of okay or bottom of pretty good from Union Cross. I actually think that world is a pretty decent story and good music and good aesthetic and a lot of that stuff. But it doesn't have recoded worlds, and I honestly recoded worlds most of recoded worlds would be in mid. Most of them will be in mid. Some will be in boring even, but Recode Olympus is, I think that's the worst. That's why it has its own tier. I think that's the worst world in the series for me. I actually don't hate KH3's Twilight Town, but I do think it's probably one of the worst in the series. But it's not like I hate playing it. I actually enjoy playing it. It's just that this world doesn't have that much to offer. So that's the only thing. Like the world, like it feels like kind of like a waste of slots as a world to a degree, you know? Like it's just like, hey, look at Twilight Town and Unreal Engine. That's what that world is, and that's cool. I love that. That's gas. But aside from that, it's like meh. Doesn't really do anything. It just kind of exists. Like it's almost unrankable even, but like it is a world in the game. They decided to make it a world in the game, so it's rankable. So from that degree. So what overall do you guys think of this? Any questions about my list or anything? Pretty solid list. I think it is a reasonable list, honestly. I mean, everyone's list is going to be pretty different for worlds, because some people have a lot more attack into worlds than others. Like, some people probably have, there's probably someone out there who has Cage to Olympus as like the best world of all time, right? Or I'm sure there's a lot of people who probably put Arendelle in like one of the worst worlds. I don't think it's one of the worst, because like story's boo-boo, and yeah, I know it's Frozen, but like it does represent Frozen decently well from a gameplay perspective. It's not story-wise. Story's under the whack part, but I still think it's pretty great. It could be like if I had to lower Arendelle, I'd probably put at the top pretty good, but like that wouldn't be genuine to how I feel compared to everything else. I do think it's better. Like I like Arendelle more than like Deep Jungle. I like it more than Halloween Town Cage 2. Like when I think about the list, I like it more than San Fran. I think San Fran's the worst world in KH3, but I think I also think San Fran's better than most worlds throughout the series. It's not the boss. Boss back. Boss big whack. Well, this list based on content or story-wise? Everything. Everything. Combination of everything. Or what it excels at or not. Like Arendelle story-wise would probably be like mid or boring if this was just a story list, but because its gameplay is like so good to me at least, I think that world, out of all the Disney worlds, is some of the funnest gameplay in the game. It's really fun on crit playthroughs level 1. I put it up higher. And aesthetically speaking, it really does capture the Frozen aspect a lot. I mean, it's not hard to capture that aesthetic though, but it is still something to point out. Okay, yeah, KH1 Hollow Bastion's OP, big OP, super OP, best world. Like, I didn't even have to go and explain that one. Like that world, that's the best world in the series. I don't think any world has really topped that. Alright, so do you guys have any more questions about this tier list? Because that was the 10-minute discussion period. Or do you guys want to move on to the Super Boss tier list? Bring on the super bosses. Alright, looks like you guys think we should move on. Sounds good to me. Two-hour stream so far. I did say 2 to 3 hours. Now, we're doing super bosses. Alright, let's go. Whew. That's for the ones I didn't fight against. Have I not fought against any of these? No, I fought all of these. Okay. I think the blue's KH2. Yeah, it is. KH1's alright. Sephiroth. Alright, Zora, Sephiroth. Xion. I'm just going off the top of my head. Master Xehanort. I think I like Master Xehanort's fight a little more than Xion. It's still great though. And then for super bosses, I'm gonna give it a lingering well. Yeah. I think that's the top 5. Yep, those are probably my top 5 super bosses. Alright. KH3. Dark Inferno might be okay for now. I'm gonna put pretty good. Yeah, pretty good bosses. This one, this is like another kind of like chill tier list because I know I'm not like going to be super crazy. So this is like the calm, similar to Boxer, it's kind of like the calmer one. I do have a lot of opinions about super bosses, but I'm not like, I don't know, I'm not really going to hard debate over it or be like how I was with like the worlds where I was like going ham on some worlds. Or the idea of Disney worlds rather. KH2 Zigbar. Midi. Nah, I'm putting it okay. That's a fun boss. Like, yeah, we'll come back to that one, actually. KH2 Sox is okay. I like Luxor and KH2. I like that fight a lot. KH2 Roxas. Pretty gas. Zaldin. Pretty good. KH3 Zigbar. Great. KH3 Young Xehanort. Pretty great. KH3 Terranort. Put it there. No, that's Ansem. I said Terran or my brain. Oh man, no, that Ansem fight's cool. I don't. That is one of my least done data fights, but that fight's pretty cool. I like the Terranord fight more than Ansem. I just like the music of Ansem. That's why I'm being biased towards Ansem. Larxene. I actually like Larxene's data fight a lot. Like, the more I've been doing it, the more I like it. So, I might put that above Terranord. Just for now. Marluxia. Marluxia's pretty great. It's a pretty fun fight. Might be at the top. Sayax is just adrenaline, bro. I know these Remind bosses are freaking taking over right now, but they're good. They're good bosses, man. They are so good. Dark Riku. KH3 Lux Sword. Going pretty good. KH2 Marluxia, however. Dang, bro. KH2 and 3 just have a lot of good boss fights. Oh my gosh. Zigbar mid for now. Oh, I already know what the bad ones are. Julius, Phantom. They don't consider Ice Titan one, so I'm gonna, yeah. I don't know if I want to call Phantom bad. Like, I think I like the concept of Phantom. That fight is just so. That fight's kind of boring, you know? I love Lexaeus and KH2. Hold on, that fight might. I don't think it's above the. Nah, it isn't. It doesn't deserve to be above the data fights. Might put it above Roxas though. Vexen. I don't like Vexen that much in KH2. I like it. I like Vexen a lot more in Chain of Memories though, but it's still pretty good. Sephiroth in KH2. Yeah, it's in great. It's in great. KH2 Demix. Pretty good. I like Kurtziza a lot. Kurtziza's kind of fun. That's a fun fight. He is Remnant. BBS super bosses are super mid. Now, alright guys, so here's the thing with Armored Ericus and Armored Xehanort. So, I think Armored Xehanort and Armored Ericus were not designed for single player play. There's actually kind of proof to it too. There's literally some attacks in Mirage Arena, if you play multiplayer, that you can actually hit your teammates out of. Most of us haven't experienced that. I have because of mods though. I have experienced multiplayer BBS. And it's pretty cool. Actually, I'm gonna look at the video for it. Hold on. So, I think these bosses in Mirage Arena are pretty good, or at the top of okay. However, aside from that, it's pretty darn rough. But hold on, I'm like, all right. So like, we look at like this video, right? Just to make it full screen. But like, this is me playing with my friend Jordan in the Mirage Arena mod. You see Han? You saw right there? You saw how Jordan was binded, and I can like literally go up to attack him. He gets out of it, like. This boss is not designed for single player at all. Like, it really isn't. Yeah, I think the DM's also like that. Hold on, let me see. No Heart's kind of the same way. No Heart's still kind of jank though, even without multiplayer. I'm not gonna lie. No Heart's still a little jank without multiplayer. But these bosses really were not designed for like single play at all. I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna put them at the top of okay. I'm gonna put No Heart though in mid. Do that. I think that's fair. Cage 3 Vanitas. I don't really care for Vanitas that much in Cage 3. Yeah, I'll put right there. Now, Zamnus. That's a fun fight. That's a freaking fun fight. I'll put that behind Zigbar. Now for the Cage 2 bosses. I actually think Axel's pretty mid. Larxene Cage 2. Do I still like Cage 2 Larxene more than Cage 3's? I don't think so. I used to. I don't think I do anymore though. But despite that, I would still say that's a great boss. Put behind Aqua. Cage 2 Zamnus. I like Cage 2 Zamnus. I don't like it that. I love it. Well, actually, I love it. I love it as a story moment, not really as like a boss fight per se. Zaxian. Zaxian's okay. That's an okay fight. Alright. This is a super boss tier list. I would say it's ordered too. I'd say this is ordered. I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes. Go ahead and critique, rip me a new one. Don't be too disrespectful though. But set a timer for 10 minutes. We want to discuss this. Give me some of your opinions. What are your opinions of my opinions here with this tier list? This is how I feel about Kingdom Hearts super bosses. I do think that's my top 5. I would maybe swap out Lingering Wolf for Marluxia, but I think that's my top 5. Actually, I like Axel more than Zigbar and Cage too. Fill to the brim with Cage 3, eh? Limit Cut was not good! It was not good! Limit Cut was insane, dude! Now, Triple Noir doesn't count because these are super bosses, not just bosses. Which boss took me forever to beat? Yuzora took me a long time to beat, but I did that on stream. Lingering Wolf took me a long time to beat. Cage 1 Sephiroth probably took me the longest to beat out of any of these bosses. I kind of spent years on Cage 1 Sephiroth, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't beat Cage 1 Sephiroth for the first time till like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. Am I a dub watcher? Yeah, I watch both. I watch both sub and dub. I have a preference to dub, but like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. If the anime is good, I'll watch it. Or if I think it's going to be good, I'll watch it. KH2 Sephiroth too high, really? I still think Sephiroth's a great boss in KH2. I don't think it's anywhere close to as good as KH1's, but I still think it's a great boss. Yeah, Remon's almost 2 years old now. That's like pretty wild. You think Demix is too high, his data files is too gimmicky, and his final team is absolute hell. I agree with that. I mess with that, but I think just comparing them to other bosses, I still think Demix is pretty good. It is too gimmicky, but I enjoy the fight nonetheless. Like, I enjoy Demix, so like that's what Demix is the main part of the fight. That's like cool, as weird as that sounds. Only thing he'll change is KH1 Sephi. His moveset is far more limited than 2's, and I think it's not as fun. Personally, I would put 2 Roxas or KH2 Marluxia up there instead. I disagree. I actually think KH1 Sephiroth is a lot more fun than KH2's. Mostly because in KH1, or in KH2, I feel like Sora is kind of just too overpowered to make Sephiroth a super fun fight. And you could maybe say that about other fights too, but I feel like other fights are just as like overwhelming or as like cool as like Sora kind of is by the time he's in endgame, or by the time he's leveled up enough to like unlock data bosses or endgame boss fights, right? However, in KH1, Sora, I literally think Sora and KH1, like Sora and KH1 is a lot more. I guess he's playing. How do I describe it? You have to play Sephiroth's game a lot more in KH1. Like in KH1, I don't really get to just like abuse like Trinity or abuse like Reflect or any of those like crazy options to fight Sephiroth. There's probably some crazy way to like infinite Sephiroth in KH1, but in that fight, like generally speaking, right? Like in terms of things that are accessible to like the casual player, like just someone who's just trying to have fun on the fight. That fight's a lot more engaging, and like I have to react a lot more to what Sephiroth is doing in that fight than I do in KH2, where I can kind of just ability spam, or I don't know, I can option select my way through. I could reflect, I could Trinity, I could use limit form. Like KH1 Sephiroth is a lot more like, I feel like I can interact with that fight more. I especially feel that way with vanilla KH1 Sephiroth, which I actually find more fun than Final Mix Sephiroth. In Final Mix, I feel like Final Mix takes away a little bit of that. Like in vanilla KH1, you kind of had to space even a little bit for that fight, but in my bad, in Final Mix, you have things like sliding dash, you have things like leaf bracer, which fundamentally changes how you react to some moves. Like I was never able to heal through Sephiroth's like flame pillar in vanilla KH1. I would have died. I would have got destroyed. I wasn't able to close the space in with slide dash. I had to like be close to him, dodge roll in, and like, you know, get my damage in that way. I had to box Sephiroth. In KH2, I got explosion, bro. I got reflect, and it just made the fight like not as fun. It's mostly like I didn't have that experience of the long grind to beat Sephiroth in KH2. In KH2, I legitimately I spammed reflect and I kind of mashed my way through the fight. I was a high level. I was level like 70, 80, might have been even higher. So I was super high level, but like I was able to just kind of spam through that fight. But I was level 70 for KH1 stuff, and I still had to box him. I still had to like, you know, play his game a little bit. Sora was so restricted with movement in KH1 compared to 2 and 3 that he actually had to just get up close and like, you know, hit him. But 2, you can just do stuff. You can honestly just do stuff. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel, Godzilla. That's how I feel. Like, is that understandable at all? I understand that. Like, KH2's is more fun. Like that, hitting explosion and doing reflect, doing Trinity, limit form combos, like that. That's cool. Like, that's what makes KH2's fight so fun in general. So interactive, I suppose. But I really like the hard struggle to like beat KH1 Sephiroth for me. Now, that's how it felt for me, at least. And some people might have had different experiences. I grew up with vanilla KH1 Sephiroth, so that guy was like a god to me. KH1 Sephiroth was like that man kept me awake at night. Like, when I entered that Coliseum, heard that theme, saw him like come down with a beam of light. I was just like, oh crap, bro, I'm about to be in the fight of my life. Otherwise, we have to fight the Foretellers and Zigbar. Where would I put the Titan? The Titan's not a secret boss, but if I had to rank Rock Titan, it'd be in mid. Probably be in mid, yeah. Okay, so on to the last tier list. I want you guys to do me a favor right quick. Everyone in this live stream, we're at 85 likes in the stream. I want to get to 100 likes, so all we need is 15 more people. And I know some of you have swapped in and out, switched places with some other people who are in the stream. I know some of you haven't hit the like button. I know you haven't. So, hit that like button. Let's get the stream to 100 likes. And on top of that, share the live stream out to a friend, family member, whomever, for the character tier list stream. Or the character tier list part of the live stream. My bad. Weird wording. This should be fun. A lot of characters. Well, I don't know if this list has all the characters. I'd assume we're just ranking the Kingdom Hearts characters. So, just ranking the Cage character, like the not the Disney characters, the original Cage characters, and Mickey, I guess. This should be fun. It might not be that long. We'll see. Might not be that long. Is Melissa and Pete in here? No, they aren't. This list might be missing a couple people. We'll see. We'll see. Einstein is a fun fight, but I do still think the fight's mid. Alright, so for my top characters, it's pretty easy. My top 3 is pretty easy nowadays. So we're going to do Sora, Xion. It used to be Zigbar. Zigbar used to be number 2. And now we have Zigbar. Zigbar/Lucio. That's my top 3. However, this says top 7. Not top 3. Yeah, I gotta change the name. This will be the last tier list we do today. Okay. Ooh, I haven't. Dang. Past top 3 is kind of hard. Maybe. Let's see. Hold on. Got Aqua. I do think I like Aqua more than Riku. Then we have Riku. So that's the top 5. Then after that, I feel like Rox is a safe pick for top 3. And then I'm gonna do. I think that's a solid top 7. I'm debating Master Xehanort a little bit, but I think that might be my top 7. Okay. Whew, okay, continuing off of that. It's gonna be weird. Master Ericus is okay. I think most of actually Fortars are pretty good. Ava's a pretty good character. Set's pretty good. Gula's okay. Envy's okay. Young Ericus is pretty good. Hold on. Is this supposed to be Young Xehanort, or is there another Young Xehanort up here? No, I think this is supposed to represent. No, okay, there is Young Xehanort here. Okay. Honestly, Dark Road Xehanort still pretty. I like the character, but like I feel like I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're the same, right? Yeah, I guess they're the same. I'll put Xemnas there. Xemnas the top are pretty good. Kyrie, I'll put Kyrie at the top of okay. I did because I honestly do like Kyrie a lot. Young Xehanort is great. Great. Master of Masters is great. Nominate is great. Nominate over Young Xehanort though? No, nominate over the Master of Masters? No. Okay. Terra though. Is Terra over Nominee? Maybe not. I really like Laurium. So if this is Marluxia and Laurium, they're in great. No, what? Actually, screw it. No, Young Xehanort's at the top, but let me do that. Dang, okay. It's hard. Ranking the Master is super hard. Era's above the other foretellers. Right there. Kid Axel. How the heck do I rank Kid? Bro, I'm not ranking those two. How the heck do I rank Kid Axel and Xyax? Mickey kind of goated in Cage. Put Mickey in great. Mickey probably above the Master too. Yeah, Mickey above the Master and Mickey above Terra too actually. Yeah, heck yeah. Hainer, I mean, do I put him above the foretellers? I'll put Hainer above the foretellers. Oh, what, screw it. We'll just put all of them above the foretellers. I mean, I guess, right? Doesn't hurt. I love Larxene. I love Larxene so much. I'm gonna put her in great. I love Larxene. Not like that. I don't know why I said it like that. I love her character a lot. She's one of the most entertaining characters in Kingdom Hearts. Ansem the Wise, pretty goated. Brain, I think, is great. Probably the best character to come out of the Key Saga, aside from the Master of Masters. What was this Kirthi gun image? Kirthi is okay. I'll put them above. I won't put them above here. I'll put them above the Twilight Town gang though. Ansem is great. Ansem's above great actually. I actually like Ansem more than Young Xehanort, yeah. Donald, Goofy. We gotta put them in great for the culture. Vanitas is pretty good. Bomb pretty good for me though. Nah, no, we can't do it. We can't do them like that. We'll put Vanitas in below Xemnas. Luxord. I like this character a lot. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna put him behind Xemnas. Ventus. Ventus has risen up for me over the years. I do like Kyrie more than Ventus though. Personally, I like Kyrie more than Ventus. Axel is pretty top tier. Where do we put him? I like him more than Nominee. I might not like him more than Nominee. I'm gonna put him there. Right now, I don't know. Yenza was pretty great in Cage 3. Wasn't expecting him to be that good in Cage 3, so we will put him behind Luxord. Shalitzia, pretty good. Bottom pretty good though. I don't think she deserves to be super high up there. Not right now though. I don't know. I kind of like, part of me wants to put her in like great for the agenda, but like my heart's like, nah. She's, John, she's not up there. I mean, come on, she's barely a character, right? I mean, she's definitely a character, but she was barely on screen, John. Come on, I'm gonna put her in pretty good. Wait, do I like her more than Kyrie? I kind of do. I kind of like Shalitzia more than Kyrie and Ventus. Wow, that's wild. Yeah. Skull doesn't really do much. Like I feel like Skull should be like high up there. I'll put her above the Twilight Town trio for sure. Demix don't do none. Zaldin don't do none either. No, at least Demix got personality, so I'll put him above the foretellers for personality. Syax is kind of slept on a little bit. Syax's character is a lot better than some may give him credit for. Than I even gave him credit for. I'll put Syax there. I think that's a comfy spot for Syax. I like that. Hold on, let me think. Maybe even higher actually. Yeah. Well, no. Dang. The more I think about it, Syax goes up more and more. Yeah. Definitely one of the best org members. We're almost done with this already. How do we get through this faster than the bosses? Vexen's pretty good. Oh, what is that? Lexaeus, not a character. Might as well just put him in unrankable. Ephemera and Skull are kind of in like the same area, so we're already done. Okay, imagine Maleficent and Pete are here. I would definitely put Maleficent and Pete at like the top of great. Well, I put Maleficent at the top of great. So let's do this plus Maleficent, and we'll do okay. We'll do okay plus Pete. No, nah, Pete's actually pretty good. I mean, he doesn't really do much lore-wise, but like Pete's a good like little villain, like a little good little guy to have beside Maleficent. All right, what do you guys think about this? That makes me the master, bruh. This tier list is awful. Let's talk about it. Why do you think it's awful? Why is Kairi above Ventus? I honestly enjoy Kairi's character more than Ventus. I don't have some crazy objective reason for it. Ventus is a lot more involved in the plot than Kairi is. Well, you could debate that, because you could debate that like Kairi saving Sora in multiple instances is more important than Ventus, you know, doing whatever the heck he's doing. But more than that, I enjoy the character of Kairi a lot more. Like not a lot more. Like Ventus used to be like down here. Ventus used to be the only character in Kingdom Hearts I didn't like. That was before Union Cross. If we were only going off of Birth by Sleep, Ventus will be either right here or right here. Like maybe not there. Maybe like above Zaldin or up, yeah, somewhere around there, right? But because of Union Cross, Ventus is up here. Union Cross, just him existing in Union Cross adds a layer of depth to his story that actually contextualizes his mystery in Birth by Sleep. In Birth by Sleep, he was built off a mystery with no substance. When he was added to Union Cross, that gave substance to his mystery, substance to his, you know, trauma, I suppose, or his kind of like awkward nature as a character. And it makes you look out and makes you a lot more interested in whatever he's going to do in the future. So that's why I put him up there. I debatably might even put him at the bottom of pretty good, but I'm not gonna. I was debating on putting Kairi in at the bottom of pretty good, but I'm also like, Kairi does need a little more work. Even if I like her a lot, like she does need a little more work, and I do think I enjoy other characters more than Kairi a little bit. Kairi is useless. Kairi is not literally useless. I know that's a fun, exaggerated thing people like to say, but she's not literally useless. Like she's done a fair bit for the plot and for Sora's character, but I do think she needs to be written in some other substantial roles that don't involve being a damsel in distress. but her being in that damsel in distress position, even if it's cliche, has helped and added to Sora's character, both in KH1, in KH2 to a degree, and especially in Kingdom Hearts 3 and Remind. And her character, I actually think, is in a very good position right now in Remind and off of Remind and off of Melody of Memory. So I like Kairi right now. Yeah, and she's cool to play as. She's probably like, I think she's the most fun character to play in the series. That's like not Aqua or Sora. Like I think Kairi's one segment in Remind being playable is probably more fun than I've had with like Riku in a lot of games. Maybe, I gotta think about that. She's definitely the most fun to play as in 3, aside from Sora. Definitely the most fun to play as in 3, aside from Sora. Terra's great. I think Terra's great. I love Terra. Terra's a great character. I don't care how gullible or dumb he is in Birth by Sleep. Terra had no actual reason to like suspect Xehanort of anything super crazy. Well, he had no crazy reason to. Xehanort, well, think of it from Terra's position. Terra grew up being trained by Master Ericus, and he, like, even Ericus was kind of like somewhat oblivious to like Xehanort. Like, he knew that Xehanort still was like kind of sided with like the darkness, or was still interested in the darkness. But even while knowing that, Ericus still invites Master Xehanort over for like, you know, his students like, you know, Keyblade Master ceremony or trial or whatever the heck you want to call it, right? Mark of Mastery. My brain. How am I forgetting that? Their Mark of Mastery. So like, well, and Ericus introduced Xehanort as like a close friend of his and fellow master. So of course, when Terra gets basically rejected by his master, like his master doesn't think he's able to be a Keyblade Master. His master, from his perspective, doesn't believe in him. He's going to cope by, you know, listening to Xehanort, by following what Xehanort says. Xehanort's feet is like manipulating him and feeding. It's like an Emperor Palpatine and Anakin situation. There's a lot of moments where like you could say like Anakin should have noticed that Emperor Palpatine was a little evil, a little sus, a little like Anakin was being a little dumb. But Anakin literally got manipulated for years and years by Palpatine, slowly but surely. And that had a little more build up to it, but like it's very similar. Like it's a very similar thing with Master Xehanort and Terra. Very, very similar thing. Personally, will push Xion down to the top of okay, and add number 7 as Terra. Terra underrated as hell. I agree, Terra is underrated, but I mean, a lot of people will put Terra in like okay or pretty good. I feel like I have Terra like kind of high compared to like some other people. But yeah, Terra ain't dumb. He was just following his master's best friend, who he trusts. Exactly. There we go. At least Anakin was written better. Nah, bruh. Terra's written pretty well. Terra's writing is actually very, very good. The whole plot of like Terra being the Guardian had a pretty decent bit of build up leading up to it, and the whole story, the dynamic between Terra and Master Xehanort after Master Xehanort takes over his body, like that cutscene at the beginning of Blank Points or in like the secret episode, so good. I think, I don't know. I disagree with that. Like, if that's your opinion, that you just think. You just think Terra's poorly written, like, well, whatever. But I don't think I don't think there's any actual like way he's like poorly written. I think that character is pretty dang great, pretty good character. People bash on Terra too much for trusting Xehanort, but he's literally a brother figure pretty much to Ericus. Exactly. Like, it makes perfect sense why Terra would trust, like, Xehanort. Even if he got manipulated, like, he trusted him for a reason. Because Ericus literally introduced him as his, like, best friend. As, like, his, or as one of his best friends, his fellow master. No, yeah, there's extra layers to it for sure, Darth, but like the dynamic I'm trying to get across isn't like the circumstances surrounding it, but more so like the dynamic the characters have to each other. Because like in my personal opinion, right, there's like Anakin should, like, despite, you know, wanting to save Padme or go over to the dark side for that stuff, like, it's I personally would think, dang, this Palpatine guy is kind of suspicious, kind of like, why would I like trust this guy to this degree? And to be honest, they don't show in the prequel trilogy, they don't actually really show that many instances of like Palpatine, you know, built like manipulating Anakin. Like there's like small little moments here and there, but in Birth by Sleep, you see a lot. Okay, personally, I feel like you see a lot more in Birth by Sleep of like the Terra and like Master Xehanort like build up than you do of Anakin and Palpatine in the original prequel trilogy. However, Anakin had way more added on to it and way more build up post prequel trilogy through things like Clone Wars, through comics, and that's through a lot of external media. But the dynamic itself of being manipulated by an older figure who was clearly on the dark side is similar. But anyhow, though, any other opinions on the tier list? I like Xion a lot, though. I love Xion. Xion second. I personally think she is one of the most entertaining characters, one of the most emotional characters, very easy to get behind, and I think she's a big. I think Roxas and Axel would not be as good as they are without Xion, honestly. Like, personally, like, Roxas wouldn't be a top tier character for me without the dynamic and interactions. What the heck is this ad? I need to get, bro, these ads. Stop. Oh. Anyways, but I think Roxas, Axel would not be as great of characters as they are, especially Roxas, without the dynamic that Roxas and Xion had in Days, without that, like, lore surrounding those characters, because it caused a lot of interactions that made you like feel a lot more for Roxas. I understand people like Roxas more than Xion, but Xion on her own is so good. So good. Terrace doesn't have common sense, though. I think Anakin doesn't have common sense in a lot of instances, personally. I love Anakin, though. Anakin's like top 5 Star Wars characters for me, but don't get me wrong, I'm a big Star Wars guy nowadays, but like, I don't think Anakin got any more common sense than Terra do. I really don't. Anakin is one of the most irrational characters, like, in fiction. Like, Anakin is not rational. Anakin is a Jedi who purely thinks on his emotions. And because of how emotional Anakin is, that is like a big reason, of course, along with Jedi tradition, because there's a lot of flawed ways that Jedis think and stuff. But because of how irrational and how like emotional Anakin is, which Yoda did sense, like that's what like ended up leading to Anakin even like siding over with them in the first place, because they were constantly telling Anakin like, hey, you can't be doing that, you can't be doing this, can't be feeling like this and that. And Anakin knows in his heart, because he kept that nature he had as a child of like being overly protective, of wanting to like do what's quote right, or you know, he had that irrational mindset. Basically, he kept that as a child into, you know, a Jedi master, quote Jedi master, and it ended up, you know, kind of being his downfall. To like when, you know, when Padme went through her stuff. Anakin versus Terra would be kind of a guy. That would be a cool death battle. That would be a really cool death battle. Anakin might win though. Maybe. Palps is so subtle. That's true. And, like, Xehanort's definitely isn't as like Palpatine isn't as like forceful with it. Like, Terra's a lot, like, Xehanort's a lot more used to darkness. But I mean, Palp was like that in the end. At the end of the day, like when it all came down to, like when they told him to go like inspect the Jedi, or when they told him to go not inspect it, when they told him to keep an eye on Palpatine, and Palpatine just straight up reveals himself in front of like Anakin, like he tells him, and Anakin doesn't even like arrest him or like anything. He's like, dang, you might be spitting, and he thinks about it a bit. And then he goes, and then I think the dumbest thing with Anakin, right? For me, right? Like logically, that's like, what? Why? Is when he tells Mace Windu, and logically, you should know how they're going to react to them finding out who the freaking Lord is of the Sith. I'm going on a Star Wars tangent, look at me. But you should know how they're going to react to that. But then, like, but then you're like, oh, but then you're like, yo, why don't do this, we can't kill him. He needs to go through a trial. Like, bro, like Dooku went through a trial, the guy you like killed earlier. Like, I don't know, that like, they're like Anakin, like if you, I feel like if you enjoy Star Wars, if you enjoy Anakin, you should not be harsh on Terra. In my opinion, you shouldn't be harsh on Terra. Yeah, but like there's a lot of logical like holes in those characters, but that's the thing about being manipulated. You don't really think logically when you're being manipulated. You're just being manipulated. That's how that stuff kind of works. When you're an emotional, irrational person, you think irrationally. It's in the phrase. You do not really think too deeply about what's being said to you. Or maybe you think a little too deeply to the point where you kind of twist the narrative to make them right. That's how that works. Anyways, though, let's talk about other. We've been talking about Terra a lot. So, what are your guys' opinions about like some other characters on this list and where they're ranked? Also, I don't think there's a bad character in Kingdom Hearts. I don't think Kairi's bad, even though I think Kairi should be better. I don't think Kairi's bad. I honestly don't. I enjoy her character. I enjoy what little we've seen of her character in the series. And I am excited for her future, but I am cautious. But I don't think there's a bad character in Kingdom Hearts. I don't think there's a single bad character in Kingdom Hearts. That actually, something I was going to mention. The characters of Kingdom Hearts is one of the biggest reasons I love this series so much. Just one of many, of course, but I think if I had to define one big reason as to why I really do love this series, is because, look at this, I couldn't even do a top 3 like I did with bosses. I couldn't even, like, I did a top 7 for characters, and then below that is a bunch of great characters, still some pretty good ones, and just okay. There's not a single one in bad, and that's because I like every character in the series. And after Union Cross especially, I even like Ventus now, like who I won't even say like I hated him before. He was just my least favorite, but I love or like have some sort of attachment to like most of these characters, and it's one of the few series where I feel like every character just has something like crazy going for them. We're not one of the few. Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that completely. It's one of the few series where I personally find myself engaged in like every character, and that's because even like the smaller characters who don't have that much to do with the plot, like Demyx, have some sort of massive fan base behind them because of how goofy or quirky he is, or how relatable it is that he's an org member. He's doing the 9 to 5, but he doesn't really want to do it. He's kind of just he's doing his job as minimalistic as he possibly can. He's just sitting back playing his sitar, just vibing, you know. But he does care about people. He does care about the guys in the organization, despite that, and it's just cool. Like, and I have a character like Demyx, who I'd said all that about on the lower point of this list. Zaldin, I'm gonna be honest, I can't really say that much about Zaldin. The only reason the foretellers are lower is because because I just need to see more of them. That's the only reason the foretellers are lower. Ava and Aced, I feel like had the most like stuff going on in key browsers, so I feel like I've seen enough of them to put them in pretty good. Those two are the main ones driving the plot in that game, and that's why like I liked them a lot. No, actually I can't say something cool about Zaldin. I mean, at least one cool thing, right? Zaldin had probably one of the cooler fights in KH2, even though I put that fight like lower on my super boss list. I still think it's a okay fight, you know? Like I like the fight. On a tier, like if I wasn't just scaling it off of Kingdom Hearts, this is obviously all Kingdom Hearts bosses, but let's say this was an action game tier list and I was rating like bosses in like gaming period, right? He would be up there in like great or pretty good, because that's a moment in KH2 a lot of people love it, a lot of people remember. He has one of the coolest weapons, some sick sideburns, and in Days, his voice actor is great. He has a lot of like, Zaldin has this aesthetic about him that's just really like nice and like intimidating, but also like condescending, that makes him a pretty good villain to fight. And the Twilight Town trio, they're just homies. Like they're all just homies. Like no matter, they don't care if they have to fight 1,000 Heartless or, you know, fight the nobodies. They're just some kids who genuinely care about their friends. Like Rox is a person they didn't even remember. They're like, dang, he looks like a cool guy. I want to hang out with him. Like, what the heck is this music that's playing? Oh, this is Catherine. What the heck is Catherine? Oh, that's a, okay, I know what that is. I'm not going to some other music. There we go. But yeah, like they're really willing to just do whatever to help out whoever they meet, and that's like respectable as heck to get behind. That's why like I enjoy, like whenever they're on screen, I enjoy them. I don't think they're like top tier or anything, but like I enjoy the heck out of them every time I see them. Like I was so excited in KH3 to see them again, to see them in their new outfits. It was just nice. But I don't know, like this series has so many great characters, and like I could make a probably like a documentary length about, like, I'd say every character from like pretty good upwards. I could probably make like a whole documentary about, honestly. I like each of them. I could probably make like a 12-hour video on Sora, but I could probably, this is for simplicity, I could probably make like a 2-3 hour video on Sora, on Xion, on Xigbar, on Aqua, Riku, Roxas, Xehanort. I could definitely make videos of, I could definitely make like a whole like documentary above an hour or close to 2 on most of the characters, and great. Even Donald and Goofy, honestly. Definitely, I've been wanting to make a Sykes video for a minute. I don't know how deep I would go into one, but like I definitely have been wanting to do one for a minute. But man, it's just like, that's cool. Like all these characters, all these characters are just cool. People can crap on the Cage story all they want, but if someone says Cage doesn't do emotions and the characters well, they just hate fun. You might be right, honestly. Sorry for the repost, but it's true. Axel is the GOAT. Axel is great. I love Axel. I think Axel used to be in my top like 7. I think he used to be. I don't know. I'll be able to watch the stream back somehow. Yeah, you will. If you go to my channel and you go to the playlist tab, I'll show you, matter of fact, because we're getting ready to like end this off anyways. All right. Hold on. Let me go to my channel. All right. But okay. I know I look really goofy, but okay. You can go to the playlist tab on my channel. And what you can do is you can you might have to scroll a little bit, but basically scroll through here. I don't make that many playlists on the channel, but you just scroll through the playlist and you'll find this thing called live streams playlist. And you see this stream is already part of the live streams playlist that you can see on the thumbnail. And there you can view almost all of my live streams. Sometimes I make separate playlists for separate like live streams, but typically all archive live streams going to here. And this is like an archive of most of my live streams from the past 2 years that you can view. So, yeah. There's that. But have you guys enjoyed this tier list stream though? Have you guys like found this to be like a fun discussion or anything of that nature? Cool discussion. That's good. I'm just glad you guys enjoyed yourselves. I had a lot of fun with this. I had a lot of fun with this. However, this is not the end of the live stream. This is not the end of the live stream. Maybe the end of this portion of the live stream though. But let's talk a little more about this. I'm not quite done yet. I know that. I think you saw my wallpaper for a minute there. Fun stream. Could do more tier lists in the future. Are you asking, should I do more tier lists in the future? If so, I'm down. I'm totally down. Got all the 4 stars on the new banner in Genshin. I got 2 of the new 4 stars, which makes me happy. Yay. No dislikes on a tier list video, kind of crazy. Crazy that you can see the dislikes. Hi Edo, how are you doing? Alright, but just to review, this is the characters tier list, this is the super boss tier list, and you can pause the stream wherever to see. This is the world's tier list. This is the box art tier list, and this is the games tier list. I'm doing good. We've been having fun in the live stream, having a blast. I don't think they did that because of Disney. I think they did the my theory is that YouTube did the dislike thing because they probably didn't want their videos to be disliked anymore, because when YouTube themselves post videos, they get dislike bombed a lot whenever they do something they disagree with. For example, freaking the rewinds, like the past 2 years the past 2 rewinds they did were pretty heavily disliked, and yeah. they probably don't want to go through that again, but there are some valid reasons to taking away dislikes. None that I think are worth it, but that are super worth it anyways. But valid nonetheless. I think there's other ways they should have went about rather than taking away dislikes completely. New game, Cage Rewind, anyone? I'm not gonna lie. I thought about last year for a little bit. I thought about doing like a rewind for Kingdom Hearts, but I don't know how I'd go about that. Maybe we could do one this year. How about this year? Would you guys like a rewind video like from me by the end, like at the end of the year? Cage community rewind. I don't know how that would work. I don't know what would happen with that. I do think that's a big reason overall, honestly, Darth. I do. I'm in agreement with you, trust me, like, to a degree. I'm trying to look at something on my stream. What do you guys think? If you guys had to rate all my tier list, what do you guys think is the best tier list I have, opinion wise? I'm curious to see what your guys' takes are. Right now I'm just messing around with thumbnails at the moment. Whatever, we'll use it. Alright. Socks is S tier. Nope. Not S tier. Pretty good though. Ventus is so underrated. I do not think Ventus is underrated. Overrated is more how I feel personally. I would say the world's tier offends me the least. Do I like lo-fi hip-hop? I love lo-fi. I love lo-fi. The main thing I'm like chilling to typically. I'm chilling to like something weeby. I don't know, it could just be anything weeby. Super into like Japanese DJs and junk. How many of you here have listened to DJ Okawari? If you haven't, you should. I've tried. I want to like play more like licensed music on my streams, but I gotta get the license. So yeah. If I can actually make a good defense for Ventus. I mean, I believe most defenses are good. I personally ain't really jiving with them like that, you know? Sometimes this is how it be. Like, I'm sure all of you have like very justifiable and great reasons for like the characters you like, as I do for mine. Or maybe, I don't know, like so sometimes like I'm lazy and I'm just like, I don't feel like debating. I'm just like, hey, I just like him, that's it. I just like the character's cool. Sometimes I don't feel like having a whole I don't feel like spouting a paragraph every time someone asks me or contests the opinion, but a lot of the times they will. Do I like Samuel L. Kim? I don't know who that is. No, yeah, I do. Yeah. I listen to her music quite a bit. Yep, I've listened to a lot of the remixes. I had to think about it. I almost said no, because I thought you were talking about like an actor, but then I was like, wait, no, that's the artist on YouTube. What is your question, Garrett? Tell me. Alright. Alright guys, I am going to go ahead and switch you guys over. I'm going to redirect you guys over to a different live stream of mine. We are going to be playing Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Hold on. Alright. But I'm going to go ahead and end off this live stream and redirect you guys to that one. I gotta set it up though. Redirecting feels kind of weird on YouTube still, I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad it's the future though. Very glad it's the future. Alright. Well, anyways, I'm gonna see you guys over there.